key names moving around once again this afternoon. Obviously, Tesla going to be the main one. We've got LVS, we got AAL, the entire airline group holding up a little bit better than the rest right now. Here's how the market is shaping up as we head into the final 2 hours of the day. 0.75% to the downside for the S&P, leading the way right now. That is a change over what we've seen the past couple of days. 0.3 and 0.5 there for the NASDAQ, 0.5% for the TSX here in Toronto as well, even with a ton of strength once again today down here. Energy, oil specifically up 1.3, but all the individual energy names back to the upside today. 0.6 for Bitcoin, 0.8 for Ethereum, back in the red as well. Yeah, more and more red creeping back in here once again after we started the day nicely higher on the session. It was, if you remember, tech stocks that were leading the way early on this morning. Still positive on the day, but only just. The hardware equipment makers negative now. A lot more negativity in the software group. IBM 4.4, ORCL 3%, CRM there 2.6% back to the upside. LRCX whole 6% back in positive territory as well after a volatile couple of days off of earnings. We mentioned the Lam report that came out that was decent, helping some of these chip makers today. LVS, CCL, WIN, NCLH, all you need to know from the consumer discretionary group. LVS was the earnings name, but they're all nicely higher on the day. There's AT&T, we talked about pre-market as well, higher after earnings. That note yesterday as well. They're going to spend a whole bunch of money on building out their 5G network. So T having a great day, its biggest in quite some time, but a very mixed board. 0.68 right now for the S&P, back in negative territory. Welcome in for the remainder of the afternoon. We'll kick things off as we always do with a look backwards at what we were discussing pre-market this morning. It was a Tesla kind of day coming off their report. It was down about 4.5%, 5% when I sat down this morning. It's been not a great day for Tesla. It's been not a great day for EV makers in general. Rivian, a little bit relative strength coming through for Rivian. We'll talk about that. But here comes Sean. He's back, and he's going to lead us off this afternoon.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm back, and Fahad's here with Super Chicken right in front of me. So we'll try to do this as calm as we possibly can. Make sure you hit that QR code in the bottom right. Start your prop journey today with Day Trade the World, our #1 sponsor and the #1 prop trading firm in the world. All right, look, I'm happy to be back. It's been a fantastic day today to trade. And what are we picking on? What up, Elon? It's Tesla right now today. Look, I know you said that you're not going to disappoint shareholders, but it's been pretty disappointing. That fade from the highs where we retraced back in July, August, September, you're now down 37 or 38%. That's before today. So you're into 40% down when the S&P's only down 18%. So Tesla not performing well over the last couple months. But the thing is, they also disappointed last night. They guided a little bit lower. They cut deliveries, right? They wanted 50% year over year. They cut that. So we're going to see what comes out with Q4. But this last report, not great. And lower margins. So instantly, we were looking short today on Tesla. And I mean, it was a pretty easy trade early on. We waited for that bottom break of 206. It's also the #1 name on the sticky note. So that's something to take into consideration as well. This is the problem. When it breaks early, we actually have two fills in there, breaking back down below 206, which at that time was it 206? Yeah, 206, which was the day's low in the pre-market. Once that broke, we know the all-time low, or the 52-week low is that 204 that was just made yesterday, 204 and change. So we watched out for that, and we were able to get out. Good trading. The only thing is, when it took that trade, it actually bounced all the way back up into the mid area there for the pre-market trading. So we did put on another short there at 208, cashed in all the way. Then we tried it again at 206. That didn't work, and we got out. Now this is where Tesla gives us into some trouble, and we were in trouble when we left the show, right? As Tesla comes back up, we start to say, hey, I still want the short. Notice every single tick on here, all the purples are short sells. Okay, they're not me going long or getting out of longs. I don't have one long today on Tesla. But the thing is, as it rips up, we actually have an out here of about 213. Once that breaks, we wind up taking, that's a 210. This is like 211. We don't have any outs. More out there at 212. And then the out, I think that out is like 212.50, whatever it was, whatever the high of the day was at that time, we wind up getting out. That's like a $2 or $3 hit. That was bad on Tesla. We wind up giving pretty much back everything that we made on this hit. But then we were watching it and we're like, you know what? We marked down 215, 217 area as an area that we wanted to short. You can find it on the sticky note. And when that came in, that's where we really started to hit it. So we went short first. Then we got out when it broke. We're like, okay, but let's give this a little more room. Then the big short came on right there. Finally, midday, right about 11:30, it comes all the way up to that 215 level that we indicated on the sticky note, and then it was downside. 212, so that's about $2 to $3 there, so making it back what we lost there. Then you get down into 211. Remember, we're short about 214, so again, that's $3, sorry, that's $2, that's $3. Then we pull back down. Now the thing is that when we're in the money, $5, $6, $7, I need to have an out. So as it kept on coming down, we actually broke this VWAP. This is VWAP right here. We actually broke it and we're under the 50 period. The problem is, and it sucks because it's gonna look bad, that was right at 209. So it did make a lot of sense for me there because 209 was a key level. When it broke back up, we wind up getting out of our last piece there at 209. Still a $5 winner off the top there for Tesla, but either way, the move still continues down. We have a $7 winner right now on Netflix. Hopefully that's still in the play as well. But why this is your trade of the day? It's kind of sloppy in here. Win early, lose in the middle, and then win when we get to an extreme level. So I think there's a couple lessons here. The first one is trade names that are active, right? Tesla on the trade of the day because of earnings. Me or Neil could have both done this. We both had trades on Tesla today. So that's the one thing. Trade names that are moving, right? And you heard me drop Netflix in there as well. That's from yesterday, right? The second note that I want to talk about is trade when there's actionable events. You get a lot of volume going on here, everything works. But then as volume sort of dies out and it comes back to the upside, there's really no reason for me to be shorting in here. Maybe right here off the high, but why am I shorting into here? Wait till it gets to these key levels that we've already developed, like right here, right there, that 214 level, which is basically where we shorted it, right? So be very, very patient with your trades. Those are the two things. Trade names that are active, and then patience is key. And Tesla is your trade of the day.
Was top of the watch list this morning, top of everyone's mind this morning after Elon said, yeah, trust me, I got this yesterday, and then that happens after night. So maybe it was a leading indicator as to that report not being as good as some expected. Seems like, as we were saying in the pre-market this morning, every end of the quarter, there's an issue with some of the deliveries and getting that number to where it needs to be. There's the link, guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you grab that every day as well. As I mentioned, Tesla was top of the list, has everything you need to know in the pre-market for free. We send it right to your inbox for free. I mentioned some of the other EV names being affected by this negativity as well when it comes to Tesla and their report. Here's Lucid down 2% this afternoon, about to make a day low. I wanted to mention also this one, Rivian, about to make a day low as well, or it did. Last time I looked, it was just about to. So there we go, 3.25 for Rivian, 2 and change for Lucid, guys, but it's Tesla, obviously the big one. Let's continue the conversation here with Tesla because it was a 50%, or they're expecting a 50% miss when it comes to growth targets that they had set prior. Worth noting, coming up in about, what time is it? 2:10, so 35 minutes or so. We're going to have Michael Edward joining us, the co-founder and head trader from True Trading Group. So looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, spoiler alert, the market is heading to the downside. I don't know if you noticed this, but a few things happen. Meta, remember that 132 on Meta we were talking about earlier? That was a good long. Well, it's just broken to the downside there. That is absolutely flushing. Intel just broke $26.
Oh, shit.
I know we'll talk Tesla in a quick second here, but Nvidia's dying. That's at 122. Nvidia's still up on the day, by the way. The chips are relatively strong. I hope we do talk about that a little bit. Maybe Lam is helping out. But Tesla, remember 205? Yeah, we just had a wick bottom down at that 205 level. That's setting up, there's room, because it got to 202, so there's actually room if it breaks 205 to head even further to the downside. So if that's going to happen, sign me up. Clearly, if 200's there, I'm game for you this afternoon. I'll be all over that level if we can grab it. But lots happening as the market is teetering on the precipice of, I don't know, I was gonna say something like, I don't know, dramatic,
good one.
like disaster or gloom
good
and
word.
doom. But it's like we're not even 1% to the downside. I looked over, it's like the ES is 0.9%. So as much as the market's falling, I can't really say like disaster or doom. But it is a pretty big fall after some runs to the upside. 205 Tesla, probably the next break. I did short Intel at the bottom just now, so I have to get to that. I got out of my short earlier from 27 at 26.05, but when it took the low, I do have a 98 short when it broke. It'll be a relatively tight stop. If it gets past that 10 consolidation, then I'll just be out of it. But this, it closed at 26 even, goes all the way back up to 27. It's hard not to like this short at Intel when I look at the higher time frame. It's like there's still room to that 25.50 level. So market's looking red, and I'm kind of hoping for a bit of a continuation.
We were hitting bulls. There it is. Now it's a bear. We were hitting. Oh yeah. What the hell? We got to turn that guy around. We forgot about that. Look at this Netflix trade. We're $8 in the money on Netflix right now. So we'll spin that for everybody. I think it was Trader Gorno, I believe. I don't know what that means, but if that's your name, what's up? Yeah, this was a big short here for Netflix. Now back to where we shorted it initially. You remember Netflix was a complete nightmare early for us. And now it's a jam as Netflix all the way to the downside right here. One more time down here. We are short at 277, or sorry, 276 right here. We got short there, and I got out of half when it ripped up, and I was like, nah, we'll hold this again. Out, and we're still holding half of this position here. Actually, we must have got, I think there might be two fills there because that's out, and then we got another one there. Anyways, we're still in this one. We're still in Microsoft. That's a bad wick. That's $2 in the money. We just tweeted this one out as well. And then look at this Alibaba. We talked about not having a trade. Like, you guys want to see something here. Like, this is why, honestly, I love this job so much, and I can't believe that like I can get paid to come here every single day and then also top up the pay with the trading. Look at this Alibaba, 75 short right there, written on the sticky note, right? And it's about waiting. Oh yeah, here we go. The market just continues to go. I feel like the Kool-Aid guy. Oh yeah, right there. Look at this move to the downside. Look at this. It's so nice we take it twice. This Alibaba short up there at 75. Just tick, tick, tick. Get a lot out here at 74.50, man. That's 50 cents. The reason is, early we took a nice trade here on Alibaba, but got basically in and out for a cup of coffee, won and then lost. But this trade is really ticking to the downside here. And I'm trying to follow this 50 period all the way down for all of these trades. Look at Netflix. All the way down. Wow, Netflix is really getting clobbered right now to the down. This is a $8.50 winner right now, approaching $9. So following this, the market just continues to slide, man. We already did Tesla. I already talked about Tesla, and I wish I was still in this name, of course. But, you know, we do have the top short, but it doesn't really matter. We're out of it here when it broke that 209. We talked about that at the time. It was VWAP in the 50 period. So it's just too bad that it broke right there. Like, if not, look at it, just respecting it all the way down. So, yeah, man, some big trade alerts today. Glad to be back. Hated that I was off the last 2 days, but we're back now, and the winning trades hopefully can return. Let's just see if this market momentum at some point stops here. I don't know. Like Neil said, we're only down 0.8.
Which also means we could go a lot further. Like the fact that we're only down one in this market, we've seen 2, we've seen 3, we've seen 4. You just got to stick to what's going here. Like even like we're about to, I guess I see AAL up there. I know
I'm back, Ryan.
Neither one of us have a trade, I don't think, on the airlines today, but thankfully so, because they looked strong, and then that evaporated on the earnings call on AAL. But it looked pretty good early on there, Brendo.
Yeah, I want to mention this first before we get into that. Rumble, guys, on a big volume spike here, back downside. It rejected 7 there. They came out and apparently responded to this bear cave note from this morning, saying they dispute all the claims, yada, yada, what they normally say when there's a short report. If you missed it this morning, though, the bear cave with a short report on this one, Rumble, it was down almost, more than 20% at one point today, but more volume coming back in here. Let's go to the airlines, because the travel group in general holding up a little bit better than the rest. As I said, to kick things off here today, it was American coming out today after UAL yesterday. A very similar report saying that going forward, Q4 and into Q1 of next year, they're going to be back to pre-COVID levels, both revenue and on the booking side of things. So one of a few bright spots for the market today, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what though? So I mean,
I
did that thing. So when the room was here, I did that thing where I traded during the call. I said all morning long,
Right.
don't trade during the Goldman conference call. I was saying it over and over again.
Right.
And then I was looking to buy a dip on Goldman, and then I caught the dip during the call, got stopped at in 2 seconds. 10 minutes later, that same long, I could have had it again after the call was done, and it was good. So today, when AAL was on the call, I was looking for some long opportunities. This happened. And it's like, okay, I don't like the long anymore. It doesn't set up. It cracked on volume through 14. It doesn't hold 14 at the open. And I was able to get away from it. So thank you very much. It is incredibly weak now.
Thank you.
What I see, all I see is rejection of the 50 period on good numbers. That's not a great sign. You're actually going to close below the 50 period
like we gotta
after
go
what was
long
supposed to be a positive quarter and a strong outlook. So count me out of that. I'm not even going to be looking for any longs on this. If anything, there might be some fade opportunities if it does get back to that 50. So unfortunately, you can have, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And that can also mean you can have a trading plan until the open happens, a conference call happens, or news drops, whatever it might be. In this particular case, I was looking for opportunities, and then it was easy to get away from them after I saw what I did at about 9:20 in the morning. There, just to, I don't see it up there. And we talked about, if we're going to talk about one, I am in CCL again. It's essentially the same. It wasn't exactly the same trade, but the same levels. Like yesterday, we were short in that 805 to 810 area. I did have that short. It stopped out. And this is the thing. If I like to short on CCL, I don't need to hold it here all the way to here. You can get out, wait for it to challenge the high. Then it does a wick top through yesterday's high. You like the short, then put the trade on at that point. And now it's back down at 8 even. All I want to see is I want to hold something through an 8 break. If it breaks 8 and the market's still going, I actually want to short 8 as well. That little takedown. It hasn't happened just yet, so it's still relatively strong, up 5%. The travel industry has been good, but if this gives it up at $8, then you see the kind of gap that could get filled in. So I'm not looking at AAL, I'm not really looking at the airlines. More concerned about this CCL, one of the stronger names in the market. If it gives up 8, that's a reason to jump into more shares. But if it breaks up and the market recovers, trail it out at 810. 2 days in a row, this was giving you awesome shorts. If you were patient enough for it, because at the open, there was a lot of strength in this at the open, but I was looking short.
I just said, it's funny. The reason why I chuckled when Brendan was like, and a bright spot in the market, and we went over to AAL minus 4%. I was like, oh God, if that's the bright spot, then we're in big time trouble. And then I just sort of said out of the corner of my mouth to Neil, like all of my stops are going to come out at the same time. I'm trying to respect all of these 50 periods. So if the market does bounce back up, I feel like we could do that. Remember, into earnings season, I mean, people are going to start to empty out some of their trades right now, not trying to hold overnight, especially in some of the names. I don't think we're trading anything that has earnings tomorrow, like Alibaba, no, Microsoft, no, Netflix. So all my trades, no, but I am willing to get out of these names. Alibaba's still up 1.5% today. Oops. I was hitting the wrong key there. Oops, I almost put on sticky keys. Wow. I heard in my ear, beep, beep, beep. I was like, don't put on sticky keys right now. But if any of these 50 periods get violated, that 72.50 there on Alibaba, we're out. It's 250 in the money. If we're almost out right now, 236 out here on Microsoft. And I'm just reviewing this just for you guys. And then my Netflix position I put, because it's moving a lot, 269.50. So that's come in. I was going to use 270 there, but I'm going to use exactly where that is. So again, we will give a little bit back if all of these names go to the upside. And on that note, the same kind of play here. I actually like a Tesla break. Ooh, that's come way down right now for Tesla. I want to go long. Excuse me. I want to go long Tesla. I mean, at some point there, it got bought up like crazy right here, down basically, I mean, at lower levels. But if we break this down here for Tesla, we sort of started to hold right around here, 203, 204 area. Sure, that ultimate bottom's 202. I think you had a tick out there, I think. 204, though, is kind of where we started to really buy before getting ramped back up. So we have all these bad ticks there. I apologize for that. Let's move it forward. So right now, there's 204, 203, and we're just kind of bouncing now off 205.50. So I feel like if we break, now it's starting to head down. We need the market to go as well, but this 206.70 here for Tesla, if we do break. The last time we broke got me out, which sucks because we'd be $3 more in the money. But again, I'm trying to follow the rules. Let's see if it happens again here for Tesla. So just in case you guys wonder if I'm going to be getting into anything else, of course I will be, but waiting for that Tesla to pop back through that level, and then we'll see about a long. Down 8%, I'm kind of surprised they're still diddling here, like it's kind of barcoding. I either thought Tesla would take that 200 today or it would be up. And the fact that it's in the middle, kind of where we opened right here, doesn't really make too much sense to me. So let's see. Wow. I cannot believe, I know the market's going down, but this Netflix, like, it's crazy that we were short. What are we talking about next? Chips? Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute. It's funny that, how aggressive it was here on this move up. Like, it just went up. From 1030, it was 271, right? And then by the time it was 1110, it was up $8 from there, almost to 279. Like, and in a straight line. There's a couple pullbacks. We're able to get a little bit out there, but then, wow, big move upside. And then since then, man, straight to the downside, taking out new day's low. What was the low yesterday on Netflix? Because
62, I thought.
62, yeah, I guess that's right here in the morning.
There was a crazy
64.
wick, and it was hard
forget
to,
about that one.
I know, but
probably this one.
I'm guessing at that 62 because I couldn't really tell when I look at that wick.
Is that where we want to get out? I mean, is Netflix? I'm going to ask Brett. I know he's a busy guy. He doesn't have to do this right now, but maybe something came out about Netflix or something, because that was positive there. Like, it was a good day for Netflix. Like, Netflix was up. Like, so Netflix right there, 270. Give it $8. So it's up 1% in a bit, and then it's just been straight to the down. You know what? I guess it just makes sense, man. The market, it's one of the highest names, so yeah, probably nothing to do. But now it's $9 in the money for Netflix. Wow. All right, Brendo. AMD was a great trade-off, $60. Wow, I just can't, like, the net is increasing here as the market continues to fall. These shorts we have on board are pretty hot fire right now, including some of the names you're going to talk about next, Brendo. Those chip names definitely turning around.
That Netflix chart, I was going to say, looks almost identical to the futures as well, right off the top, down to day lows. Wanted to mention this again, and just to clarify, in a bright spot, I simply meant the travel names are a bright spot on an otherwise red board, with AAL's report being seemingly positive. So that's all I was referring to. And then while I have this up, there's LRCX. We were talking about Lam Research down here. Still some green in this group. This is the semiconductor group, LRCX. The earnings name from overnight in that group, better than expected, guys. That one still 6.5% to the upside.
I'm strong. It was a great look. It was a great quarter for them, but even they've given a lot back. Like, this is pulled back $16. Like, this, it was up 10%. It got to that magical 10% number and then rejected it. So yeah, this is, a kernel of strength, but overall it's been relatively ugly. And I kind of looked at this both ways today. I'll start out with the first thing I was looking at, which was, NVIDIA. I wasn't in it early in NVIDIA, unfortunately, and this is actually making a bit of a trend. I'm going to slap a trail on this short in a second, but the 125, like, this is 123.5, but it had a legitimate wick on Monday to 125, which I do remember pretty well. That was where the short came in on Intel on Monday. It was this little spike in the semis, and 125 was a break for me. I took it to the high, to 127, not all the way to the high of the day, but when it came back down, it hit this 125 level. I just jumped into the short. And when it started breaking down, I was like, why did I get anything out of this? Because the gap is huge. It's to that breakout price. And now that you're close enough to 121, I'll put a trail on this at about 122.5. But it's not the only place I'm looking in the semis. You know I like Intel. Similar thing, it shorts 127. I covered the last of it. I did the same thing the other day. Hold that last 10, 20%, whatever the number is right for you. Because once it broke 2650, to me, the floodgates are open up. That second, there's a scalp off the high of the day. And then when it makes the break past this area here, what it did on Monday was just absolutely tank. It was a very clean move down in. So that's what I was looking for. Again, it was took a little bit longer, and now you're flushing to the bottom. I have a short off the low at 26 even. I'm short at 98s. I'll give that to 26.10, but that is a different trade from up at the top there. And the other new thing I got is, we're not going to talk it. So Meta got down to that 132. I defended it once. I got one out in there, which is hard to tell. It's a little red for profit, and then reversed into the short when it took out that 131.80. So I'm now short. I've already scalped some out to this low. It's back at Monday's bottom, 131.5. And if it breaks this, I'm looking for 130s. But this market is telling you to take a shot at the shorts. There might be some long bounce plays, but until we make some consolidations or hold lower, I'm kind of sticking with the short plays for now, and that includes the chips.
Yeah, we only had, unfortunately, we only had one trade on AMD, and it was long. We just went long on a 59 break. And then, it sucks because we should have been short at 60. I could go back and show you sticky notes that says, let's go short as long as we're under 60. We talked about that over and over again. We actually even talked about it when Neil was going short up here at 6. I think you had some 60 shorts. You got hit out. Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't hold AMD, that's a problem.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm just saying, we knew this level was there. And it's just like, wow. I just got in and out there because I wanted to show my positions on the board, so nothing's happening right there. But we had that 59 break. Look, the one thing about AMD is, and you'll always hear this from me, it's a freaking train when this thing goes. And that's why when this was going to the upside, even though we missed this whole move from 57 to 59, I was like, I don't care. If we break 59, we're going upside. And we did, man. We captured about 80 cents on our best fills. Most of the fills here, 30 to 40 cents. Upside, there it is, up to $60.20. And then the fade just happened, just like normal back in here. But I'm now debating a long on AMD. We're back into some of these levels. You still have the bottoms of 56. I would never hold this $1.50 against us, but there could be some longs coming through here on AMD pretty soon. So something to look for. Man, look at that 60. Look how good that is right there. That sucks, man. Anyways, I don't consider it's a missed opportunity. I'm back to a high spot for myself today, so it's all good. No, I always missed opportunities.
No.
It was just so clear. It's not even like one of those levels where you need to decide that much about it. Here's
the frustrating
60
thing.
is right there.
Actually, and I should have shown you guys this because I did not. Held on to Intel, held on to Nvidia, but not AMD. Maybe it's some kind of weird bias I had thinking AMD was too strong. It's the same as I was long here on Monday at 60 on AMD when it got to 60.50 and failed and didn't reverse. Luca reversed. I was like, oh, chips are going down, and I shorted Intel. And he just shorted AMD, the thing that made the wick high. And then it comes up again at 60, I short it, and it's like, oh, we got VWAP, get out of it, it's too strong. And it wasn't too strong, and now it's all the way back at the bottom. So it's maybe adjusting to the fact that it's weird. When AMD goes, it'll get to resistance, but it just does not want to break this level. And if you get the top, hold on to the top. Because how many times has it not followed through? I think there was one time, and that would have been on that redonkulous reversal, 54 to 60, that it actually checked up and made another bounce to the upside. But yeah, when you get it in good at the top, it's not to say don't pay yourself, but you've got to hold on to something. Because when it breaks VWAP and when it breaks that little consolidation at the high, you want a little piece of it, 10, 20% that you can hold for the extended move. Because there's a scalp trade and then there's the bigger trade, which you want to make sure you get a piece of that.
All right, I want to mention a couple of things. This one just popping up, AUPH, back to day highs here on a volume spike. Popped up earlier in the day on the same kind of volume spike here, so just be aware, AUPH up 13.5%. Let's talk about some more EVs because XPeng and NIO, huge weakness yesterday along with the rest of the Chinese ADRs. Here's XPEV right now up 3.5%. NIO also positive, but this one holding up a little bit better than the rest, struggling into $8 though, but relative strength in the group here in a big way.
Yeah, Chinese. What you guys are talking about in the chat, but
oh no, he said that I talk too much and you should be the main guy. So I'm like, yeah, that's I'll take that in consideration.
There's no
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
We go back and forth.
We all like those opinions.
I don't know.
I'm fine with it.
It's weird. What I was sort of.
Am I the guy on the right? I think I'm the guy on the right.
Here's the way to think about it. We always liken it to a sports broadcast, right? It's so much better when you have two distinct, different personalities. And I'm not going to harp on two guys that used to call Jays games, but I am. If you ever watched Jays games, there was two dudes who were way too alike, and they had exactly the same kind of style and the same type of analysis, and the broadcast sucked. Pat Tabler and Buck Martinez. And so it's good to have a little bit of a different perspective. So the whole idea is that someone gravitates and likes one more than the other. But anyways, I sucked on NIO today. I did say this yesterday. It was all about the short, but had it broke the top, I was going to go long in NIO through 12. It didn't. It was a short the entire way. today it presented with a bit of a gap up. It did the consolidation. So I'm like, take the stop out long, and then give it to that even dollar, which I did. I got in, I gave it to the even dollar, and it lost. When it took it the second time, I scalped the long, got some back, and then decided to reload in front of VWAP. That didn't last, it broke down, and then got away from shorting. So what was the best short for me, which was basically every single Chinese name out there, I was looking for some longs. I don't have a single short on this stock today because it never really set up. It either was breaking at the open or getting all the way to 12 where I would have shorted. Instead, it made it to the middle. I was looking at other things for shorts. Although I shouldn't say that because Pinduoduo was fantastic, actually. This PDD, remember in the afternoon show, guys, I was telling you, like, look at where Alibaba was breaking those lows, like the 52-week lows, and JD.com was threatening those, and Pinduoduo was threatening $54, which on the daily chart, like, look where PDD is relative to its lows. Higher lows since the beginning of the year, trending to the upside. That's a strong-looking chart into this market with the Chinese names getting destroyed. So when PDD was going upside and the rest of these names were looking strong, I was like, take the break on PDD because it's a relatively strong name. All that said, $60, if it failed at 60, I had to have it. It got to 59.5, so I shorted the 59 level, took some out at 58, and once it broke there, it's like, no, all the way back to the bottom, wait for 56. So it might not have happened on NIO today, but it certainly did on Pinduoduo. But the prep for that was watching what happened with BABA, looking at the levels on PDD, and understanding if there was a jailbreak long on the Chinese stocks, I had to have PDD. If I don't do that work in the afternoon, setting it up, then you're not looking at Pinduoduo today. So that's the reason I favored this one to the long side. Of course, there was no way I was going to miss that short at that $60 level. Too big of a level on Pinduoduo. It's still up on the day, by the way.
All right, just looking around here, just to make sure I'm in the right trades. I have reassessed all of my shorts. I mean, they just keep on printing. So it's like, all right, we'll just wait to see where we go from here on all of this. So right now, Alibaba is still continuing its downside move here, coming back in. We are going to talk about LVS or XPeng, or I don't know what we're on right now, but Alibaba right here is $3 in the money if we're still talking about Chinese ADRs. We talked about that one earlier. And look, man, I'm going to sit here. We talked about that, acknowledging some of the comments in the chat, and that's great, man. We want to take all the feedback we can to make the show bigger and better. I just hope that the trades that I put on, could speak for themselves, and then the rest is simply entertainment, information, education, things like that. So, yeah, we're excited to bring you everything we can here live every single day. So, again, thank you guys for watching us and for joining us every single day. As we get over 355,000 subscribers or something, like, wow. You know what, Mark, pass me, if that YouTube thing is there, pass that thing to me that I want to show everybody, because, this is the number one thing that we're most, we got to dust it off. This is what we're really proud of. This is why we're doing this. We want that $1 million one to come through right now. So this is the YouTube one. So we'll hold that up proud and everything of this. And this is what Neil, myself, and Brendan, obviously, and the whole crew,
the whole team,
has worked very hard to get. So thank you, Mark, for that. And that's, to us, what it's all about, and growing the community. And, we want some more ideas to grow this. And that's why we're giving you multiple hosts. Luca, Sharif, I mean, how great is Sharif and Luca? Prad in the building. I mean, everybody, every host that we possibly have. Did I say Arun? Arun, he was here yesterday.
Maybe
for
not
2
Fahad,
straight days.
though.
Fahad?
So
I think, so we were going to do a cool segment where I sort of taught Fahad how to trade. But then the problem is, he would become such a good trader that then he would wind up quitting the job at production. So then we thought that wouldn't make any sense to do that.
I'm shaking my head here because
it's true. I believe in that.
I love Fahad, but every single time Trader Prad goes to Super Chicken, he comes back, he shares his French fries with the entire team. You guys see me, I'm eating away on the fries. So Fahad got Super Chicken today, and I don't know, man. She didn't share anything. And then he types in here, he's like, I shared mine too with my stomach. So not only does he not share it, he then rubs it in. I love the trash talk, Fahad. Keep it coming. Do your thing. So just as a bit of an update, I just got trailed out of NVIDIA. So I'm suspecting that now that this is bouncing to the upside, I might get trailed out of that short on the bottom of Intel as well. At 26.10 is my out there. But I'm out of NVIDIA. It's up 1.5%. It has a chance to still go. Got to respect some of the strength that's coming back into the market. And then this is the thing. You can have shorts off the top, but if you have a short at the bottom, You don't want it to jailbreak and get caught down here. So Meta, I got some out there in front of 131.50. But if it gets back above like 132.10, got to get out of this. You get any kind of a significant rally off the lows, you could easily be at 133, 134. Like this, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't completely rejected this bottom for the longs on Meta. It would have to take out 131 for it to be an absolute bloodbath. So careful when shorting at bottoms like this. Yes, you can always continue lower, but you have to have yourself an out on that back end.
All right, yeah, we're starting to get some outs right now, as well as some of these positions should be coming out pretty soon. There's Netflix 269 about to come out, Microsoft as well, 236. I'm wondering, are we, that should have been a little earlier than 236, my friend, as it went down to 275. Okay, wow, all right, well, good thing we didn't get out there. We're trying to respect these 50 periods. So it did break right there, but now it's come back in. Let's give it a little more love, right? We don't need to be exactly at that. If we do break 236, we're out of that one, and then we're out of Alibaba as well on a 72.50 break. So that's still fine, although that could be lower as well. Yeah, we'll give them all the stops that we want. So yeah, that's coming in good so far. Let's hit the like button first of all. We only have, someone just said 600 likes. Shout out to everybody out there that's hitting the like button for us. Thank you again for doing that. 3,000 on the first show and the midday show.
As long as we don't get another 2,000.
Yeah.
Because
what was that? Someone said you're going to eat a spicy chip. What is that all about?
This morning, someone said, like, if I send you this spicy chip,
I didn't hear
and
that.
we get to 5,000 likes on the day, would you eat it? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then I Googled the stupid thing.
Oh,
it's one
change of mind.
I'll do it because I already said yes. So
I want to do it too.
It's 1.7 million on the Scoville
I want to do it
scale.
too. I want to do it.
1.7 million. Dude, that's actually like messed up.
1.7
million. I looked at, come on,
That's
man.
like the subscribers we want to get to.
1.7 million on the Scoville scale is very, very hot, which I guess I don't have to tell anybody that. But that,
well, Fahad does that in his sleep.
Even Fahad is going to be like, what the hell?
You know, that's the story there.
But this market's bouncing. Oh, Tesla 205.
Yeah. No, 206 right now. What do you mean?
No, but it bounced off 205.
I know that 207 I like for a long, I think. So let's go back to Tesla real quick right now. Where is it right there? See if we can get some revenge on that past short. Right there, 207. We should have taken it at 206. Okay, does Tesla want to go? What's this? The market's now above. The market's starting to go a little bit here. All right, let's try it. I hope I don't have too many shares here. I don't have any. All right, let's go long now through Tesla here. See if we can take that out. A small piece, 207. We wanted that to break back through the long. It sucks. I was just too distracted there talking about why I thought we were the best and should have gone long there at 206. We should already be long Tesla, taking a piece out at 207 maybe down there. Let me go over to AMD. There are names. Yeah, see, that broke as well. There are names that we want. Everything's already gone. I mean, I'm not going to get any of the bottoms. But I told you, I like AMD when it starts to go. So AMD does have juice behind it. You could be late to the party to AMD and not be late, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to take a 58 break. Just like we hit 59 break long right there. I think we could take a 58. 58, it danced around a little bit. Let's go long 58 and be confident with it, okay, guys? So 58 long there, we could try that. Alibaba did fall back in a little bit, although it's still bouncing. We can watch. Like, the thing about taking these longs, first of all, Microsoft's $1.52 in the money. That could be the one that we want to watch out for because we're already above and now falling back. Okay, 236. The reason why I'm saying that about AMD is just like, we bounced around there. It took it. It went down 50 cents. You know, I mean, I can afford to take a 50-cent hit on this. Let's go 58 longs AMD. That's the long I'm looking for, guys.
Yeah, I'm not completely convinced on this bounce just yet, but you have to start picking some names that you do like for that long. I mean, Tesla 205, it bounced off there again. I'll definitely take that. The other one that seems like a pretty good spot, of course, is going to be, well, I don't want to say of course, but Meta was a long, at least initially for me, off that 132. So if this can hold and break back to the upside, I'm still in the short, but if it can break out of this channel, I do like that for the reverse. I'm not reversing Intel. It's not going to happen. It's just, you know, sometimes you like the direction too much in some degree, but one name that could be solid, if it'll finally load up here, not getting to its lows. We already talked about LCRX, like Lam is pretty strong on earnings. AMAT holding up because they got beaten up. They had bad earnings, but they're in the same business as those guys, so maybe a decent sign for them, but not quite close enough. I'd like it maybe in front of 78s if I can grab that, not necessarily breaking out. So that leads me to NVIDIA, which I just trailed out of. So we trailed out of NVIDIA So this one looks like it can be pretty solid if it wants to break out there. But I'm not going to go Intel. Intel, I'll hang on to the short till 26.10. If I have to be not stubborn about it, but stick with it on one of these without reversing long, for sure it's going to be in Intel. And then just to go back over CCL for you guys, it's at VWAP. I'm not changing a thing about this. It either breaks 8.11 and I'm out of this, or it breaks $8 and I'm taking more short. So I'm going more short if we break $8 on CCL. That's not changing.
All right, let's get ready to rock and roll here. I see all the TTG bombers in our chat. What's up?
Okay.
You've now found the best trading show live, and you're going to see TTG coming up soon. After this, we want to thank you for all the sponsorship that they've done with us as well. Welcome, True Trading Group, to the chat. You guys are now here and ready to rock and roll. So, all right, we've been looking at a lot of the same names here for a little bit. Let's just move on to something else. What's up to Amazon? What's up to everybody? Yo, what's up, chat? Everyone's going nuts in there right now as well. Snapchat, you wanted to, you know what? Let's look at Meta quickly here, because Meta is at that 132. We did talk about that. I still want AMD to get through that level. Meta right there, 132. We talked about why we liked that earlier. Look at this fall from grace today, though, right? Meta, there's the long Meta 134, right? So shout out to anybody that's joining us for the first time. We've had a lot of hot trades on today. This Meta 134 break early, out 135, next out 135.80. We don't have the very top, but we also don't have this move on the way back down. We have Alibaba. You can see our positions. I wish we got that thing out of the way there at the bottom. There it is. You can see the positions now. Nothing long and 3 shorts. What's up, TTG family? We've got Alibaba in the money now, $3 off that. We've got Microsoft in the money, that bad wick there. Microsoft in the money, $2 on a reload right there to the downside. And then the big trade for us today, diamond hands or not, Netflix right now, we're $8 in the money on this name. It was $9, but we're going to get out if it breaks through $2.69 right now to the top side. So just running it over. I have 3 banger shorts on right now and looking to get long on that AMD. But the reason why I talked about Meta quickly was because we're at a nice little level here. I think 132. You know, we've bounced around that the last couple days. This is just a 20-minute chart. We're below it now, so that's fine. We missed a smash short. It only went down to 131.40, so not a big, huge level there. But, you know, you are coming into 131 right now. Neil and I both have, like, I have 21 years experience. I think Neil's 20 or 19. When did you?
1 year later.
1 year later, yeah. So
it's an easy way to remember.
Whatever that is.
Literally 1 year later.
So, you know, we're looking at charts here. Let's go. All these shorts that we've held on to against our 50 period moving average just continues to be right, man. I mean, this Alibaba, all these names continue to fall. So I don't know, man. I want to get into something else, but I need to find something that's relatively strong, about to turn weak. Like, there's these names that are just flying right now.
Sometimes you don't want to. Like, for me, like, I was in Intel all day long, and then I got out of it, and the market starts trending down. I just jump back into the same stock. It's like, okay, well, I'll just go back to the same party I was in before. But someone said, well, why did I get into CCL at $8.25 at the top? Because they said, oh, I saw it at $8 and they lost. Like, I had the short earlier on this. I was not waiting for the absolute top. But the key thing for this is I did take the hit and get out when it failed this level here. That was the first level I wanted, yesterday's open price. And when it got to the tops on Monday, I just simply shorted again. Live to fight another day. But as I was saying, I just jumped back over to Intel. I didn't know. It's not that I didn't know where else to go, but you know, it's going to break that 26. I'm giving it to that 26.10. It just rejected that level, so I added to the position. And now if we press down toward 25.50 on the 50-minute, we get to these lows. Well, I got a trending stock that's rejecting the top of the range. Usually it makes it to the bottom. So if this market's going to continue lower and be more than 1%, I don't want to get too cute about it. Meta hasn't really gone, you know, further than like a 25. I think it was like 25 pennies I was able to get there. So this has some room to run to the downside, but it's just as precarious if it does want to bounce. And we haven't even talked about Apple. So Apple, which is usually relatively strong here. Oh, I have this ugly wick. I'll go to the 3-minute chart because I have that ugly wick. I was long Apple when it was breaking out in the morning. Got it all the way to 146. It was a great long, and then tried the reload. That lasted all of 1 minute. I dip bought where I was buying before at like 144.70. A minute later, I was out. This is trending down, but it's still held to 142. 143, as a matter of fact, being held as well. It's kind of hard to see this, but if you look at the afternoon support, it was 142 there, and then the morning support at 142. So I don't know that I like longs buying the lows on Apple until it touches 142. I'll be waiting for that one, but there's got to be something that I like at the bottom. It might just be that Apple. But the shorts, they're still on, man.
Yeah, we'll hit that alarm and we'll start riding the bull here, or the bull. That's a bear. We'll ride the bear to the downside. Thanks to the chat again for bringing up Amazon. We just went right in there. It did break 115. We are now short. It's a new position alert as we try to barbecue up some profits here today to the downside. So here we go. It's 11 whopping cents in the money now as we continue to make our moves. I am going to take a bit out though, guys. If Amazon, when Amazon, hopefully when, gets to that 114, into here, kind of in where there was some consolidation earlier. Let's go to 60 right now to get out a piece of this. At look at this. This is now 20 cents in the money. Let's go, man. This market continues to go downside. BOBA, $3. Amazon, we just took this trade, so whether or not you're trading with big size, trying to scalp, trying to hold on, this is a nice little 25-cent win for us right here on Amazon. Let's hope that it pulls back even more right now, guys. So, all right, here we go. Let's go with the likes. Hit the like button. If we can set a record today, that would prove to us that we should have TTG on more often. So let's go here. Let's hit the like button and let's throw it over to the best in the business, Brendan Wiggins.
I want to show you this real quick before we bring in the guys from True Trading Group. These are the yields, guys, back to day highs right this second. So 4.22 and a half right now for the 10-year. 4.60 and a half for the 2 years. So one of the reasons, not helping obviously the overall market, coming back to the downside. Treasury yields back higher. Let's bring in Mike Edwards, co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. Great to have you, Mike. Welcome. First time on the show. Let's start things off with a general discussion here, just to introduce you to everyone. Give us a sense at your history, going back as far as a trader, and how you approach the market on a daily basis.
Yeah, sure. My history as a trader, guys, I got started, my very first job out of college, actually working for a fund called T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. And it was right around 2007. And then 2008 happened. And that was, the Great Recession. Last time everybody was talking about recession and a stock market crash, when volatility was kind of similar to the volatility that you see now here today. And that's where I really got my start by getting trained at that firm before I really was ever able to touch a dollar of their money. And now my approach to markets today is really just combining technical analysis with understanding of macro views and fundamental catalysts to be able to identify high probability setups. A lot of people think that trading is about predicting the future. It's more just, identifying high probability setups and putting yourself in those positions and on the right side of that probability over and over again. And that's my approach. I'm traditionally I'm traditionally a day trader, but also do a lot of swing trading as well.
I love that concept, and I love the idea, and I'm glad you mentioned that, in the sense that we always have to have an idea on a big picture of what the overall market is thinking and feeling in the moment, and then kind of work our way down into individual opportunities. Let's talk a little bit about a whole bunch of opportunities on the macro side. Obviously, everyone has a very good understanding at this point of the inflation situation, of the interest rate situation. I just showed the yields there back to highs on the day right now. When it comes to a macro sense, what do you go to as far as putting a trade on? Is it an ETF? Is it the Qs? Is it the SPY? Is it the futures overall?
I focus a lot on the SPY specifically, and I've been really watching the yields. This reversal that you saw in the markets today, we started off strong. We got up to a key resistance level, 372.50 on the SPY, and then all of a sudden, yields started to just explode right around noon. And as long as those yields continue to put pressure, and as long as those yields start making fresh cycle highs, it's going to be very hard for equities to move to the upside. This is a very big move in the last 2.5 hours in yields. And that coincides with the big down move that you've seen in the overall markets. But I am paying very close attention to the dollar, very close attention to yields, because as long as that dollar keeps pushing higher, as long as yields keep pushing higher, it's going to be hard for equities to move to the upside. One thing that I have seen today that gives me kind of a little bit of a thought that yields might be reaching a near-term top is you're starting to see the back end of the curve or the long end of the curve start to flatten. That 10-year, that 30-year, those yields have been trading kind of lock and step. And that typically sometimes is the sign of like a little bit of an exhaustion on yields. So when you take a look at the markets today, yes, we're pulling to the downside, but it's absorbing significantly higher yields than where we were even a week ago. And I'm really watching this like 364 area on the SPY. That's one level of support. And then once you get down to like 3,600 on the S&P futures, that 356, 358 area, those are the two really big levels of support that I think that this market needs to hold if we're going to experience a little bit of that seasonal strength going into the end of the year.
One we look at very often, REV, guys, just a heads up, halted news pending here. Revlon halted news pending. So we'll keep an eye on what happens there. On that same note, now, we have an understanding of, what the overall market is doing and thinking and following. We get more key economic data next week with PCE coming, which is something the Fed has pointed to. But in the same sense, we also get the biggest of the biggest earnings reports coming through next week. Apple, Alphabet, Meta, Amazon, all of them coming next week. I want to touch on Tesla here, but give us a, what's to come look here. What are you thinking going into these monster reports coming next week?
It's the most important week of earnings. I think you're getting, you get Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Amazon, you get all of them in the same week. The thing that I'm going to look for most on those is so far earnings have not been as bad as everybody thought they were going to be. There's a couple of bright spots in earnings. The banks did pretty well. You had, Lam Research wasn't too shabby. Some of the material stocks are trading higher today. Netflix obviously was a banger. And then Tesla trading to the downside on that miss. But, I'm really looking for next week's earnings to not be as bad as everybody expects them to be. But I really want to hear what's the impact of the higher dollar from some of those big multinational tech names. Those big multinational tech names are going to be the ones that are going to be very prone to that rising dollar. And I want to see how much of an impact they're going to feel on earnings. Because if you can get past next week and the earnings are not as bad as people expect them to be, I do expect yields to kind of top out. And then you have a little bit of a window until you get to your Fed meeting where I think equities could maybe breathe after experiencing the weakness that they've been here these last, couple days trying to fight these higher yields. But I think earnings, they're going to be not as bad as people expect them to be, even with the big tech names.
The numbers we should be paying attention to here, or is it the forward-looking, statements that come from these companies? Because we're getting to a point where it's about not necessarily what's happening right now, but what's going to happen, going into the first quarter of next year, going into the first half of 2023.
Yeah, I think it's all about guidance. I think everything is all about guidance on every company that's coming out with earnings. I think it's all about guidance. The earnings of what is behind us, everybody is worried about the upcoming recession. Are we going to get a recession? Are the earnings estimates, are they going to come down? Are earnings guidance going to come down? You're going to see an earnings recession. It's that everybody keeps worrying about this. Everybody keeps talking about. It's all about moving. It's all about going forward. And what is the impact of the rising rates for Q4? What's the impact then for 2023? And I'm not really necessarily concerned with how they did in the prior quarter. I'm more concerned with how they're going to do for the rest of the year and then going into next year, because that's when really all the Fed's rate hikes can filter through the economy, and then you can really see what the lasting impact is. That's where my focus is going to be. I'm not even worried about kind of headline numbers on earnings. It's really, you can blow out earnings, but if you guide lower significantly, that stock's going to go to the downside. And I think that's the thing you have to worry about with some of the big tech names, because some of those valuations are still very high. They haven't gotten kind of gutted as much as some of the other ones have. So if they do give you a massive guide lower, there is room to the downside on mega tech, but I don't think we're there yet. I don't think that you're going to see that earnings revision as severe as people think it's going to be.
I want to make sure we get the guys in here for a second, but before we do that, let's put our hindsight caps on a little bit. Obviously, Netflix and Tesla this week. Where was the trade for you guys and everyone over at True Trading Group for Netflix and Tesla?
I got to tell you, we had one of our best trades all year in Netflix. We got long Netflix back around $215, and we just rode that thing all the way to that 250 level was huge. There was a massive resistance level on Netflix. And we took a lot of profits off in front of that level. Then you got that huge earnings release. Was one of the best trades that we've had so far this year, honestly. And I just think that when it came to the earnings with Netflix, so much negative news was just factored into that stock. It's been just disaster after disaster after disaster. Expectations were very, very low. And I think that their new ad platform with a cheaper membership, where you can finally get back to. Netflix has always been a growth stock. The problem with that stock over the last year is the growth had stopped, not just from a revenue standpoint, but from a subscriber standpoint. And that new ad platform is going to allow them to bring back some revenue growth, but it's also going to help them get back to some subscriber growth by offering now a much cheaper option. And they came out with the earnings. It was better than expected. We were able to catch that trade leading into earnings. I did not hold into earnings. I don't usually hold positions into earnings. I just think it's too risky. But we caught that 215 up to 250 move. And then Tesla, we made some money today to the short side on Tesla. I know I popped in earlier. I saw you guys also, Sean, Neil, I know you guys also caught some money there on Tesla. So awesome trading there. Congrats to that. Was a nice trade to the downside on Tesla. And I'm watching that low 200s. You know, those low 200s is a major support level on Tesla. If those low 200s break, you've got an air pocket, I think, down into the mid 180s. And that could be a very nice trade for people. And then also an area that I know a lot of people are looking at, maybe to grab some in their long-term portfolio. But in the meantime, I think that there's a very tradable move if that level breaks on Tesla.
Yeah, Mike, I think a lot of us are looking for that level on Tesla. Yeah. So it'll be a fun day. Actually, about that level, because I know everyone's looking at that 200 when it goes and the downside that it has to it. Maybe easier on a swing because that first trade is going to be really crowded. I feel like they're going to run some stops and try to trap us, but there'll be some opportunities there. But I wanted to go just quickly back to Netflix because you said something I love, not really holding through earnings. Obviously, it's a bigger home run. It's a great call. And it's a bigger home run if you hold through earnings. That being said, we know the crazy volatility that can happen in these moves, and it takes a few days to settle out. Is there anything you're looking for maybe a couple of days after, or maybe next week on Netflix? I know we're getting other big tech names out there, but I love the story as much as you do, probably, and certainly the advertising I think is going to be great. But is there anything you're looking for them next week? Because essentially you're getting a consolidation off this top, and there's still a bit of that gap to be filled in when you look at it from a technical standpoint.
Yeah, some resistance up here at the 200-day, just kind of absorbing that massive gap up. I'm looking for that. I'm a buyer in front of 250 now. I mean, I feel like there's so much structure at 250 with the gap entry point from the last time they had those disastrous earnings in April. You had that flat top in August, September, October at 250. I would love to see if this market's going to weaken out a little bit. Go ahead, bring Netflix down. Bring Netflix back down into the 260s, into the 250s, because I would like to be a buyer there around that 250 level, because I think Netflix. I think I just said Tesla. I misspoke. I think meaning Netflix. I think that you have more upside there on Netflix, and this stock has been so beaten down, and it's been beaten down on the thoughts that the growth story is over. If you can start to get back to a growth story there, you have room where that you can be looking at Netflix a month from now, well into the 300s and fill that gap up to like 330 or 340, wherever that gap fill is. I still like that name. The range is phenomenal. The liquidity is phenomenal. The volatility is great. It's an excellent name to trade. And it's going to be a name that's going to be on my list for the foreseeable future.
Hey, Mike, I thought I would. Hey, what's up, by the way? Nice to meet you. I thought I'd do this to you. Hey, yo, Mike. Is that something that happens on your show? Everyone's in the chat there going nuts with that. So I'm going to go, hey, yo, what's up, my man?
Hey, yo. Yeah, that's our thing.
Yo, next time in Miami, am I coming through or what?
Yes, man, absolutely. Come on down. Good. You got to come on down. We'll go to a game.
I love, and that was my next question. Are you I guess you're a Dolphins fan. Are you born and raised in Florida, or what's your story?
Actually, born and raised in New Jersey. I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I'm a New York Giants fan.
Oh, Giants.
Yeah, my Yankees took a rough one last night, but back at it tonight.
Yeah, it's okay, you guys. It's actually funny because they hadn't won the World Series in like 23 years or something. It just seems like the Yankees are always there, but best of luck. We can't love the Yankees because we're Jays fans, so unfortunately, we don't have. I have this troll from the last time we were in the World Series, 92, 93. I have it here for good luck, but I'm thinking I should get rid of it, considering that one. I just went long Tesla right now. I mean, I don't know if you have charts in front of you or not, but at some point, there has to be a bottom of this name, or no? You think we're taking down 200? I just went long on a 207 break off of a nice short from 215. But I mean, I know you swing trade. What percentage of your trading, Mike, and not income percentage or anything like that, but you mentioned swing trading and day trading. Do you focus more on the swings, options, stuff like that, or will you trade the individual equity? Like, we don't trade CFDs here. We actually trade the physical stock. What is more your forte? Is it in options? Do you go daily, weeklies, monthlies, things like that?
Me specifically, I'm predominantly a day trader. I'd say maybe 85% of my trades are probably day trades, and then I'll also do swing trading. But in True Trading Group, there's 9 other professional traders that are with people throughout the day, and we do everything. We do stocks, we do options, we do futures, we day trade, we swing trade. Me specifically, I don't really trade options unless I'm trading an index. Like if I'm trading the SPY, I'll do SPY options or QQQ options just to get the position size that I would want to get to my risk tolerance, would just soak up too much buying power on something with a smaller, tighter range as like a SPY or a QQQ. But when I'm trading individual stocks, Tesla, Apple, Meta, NVIDIA, AMD, whatever it is, I usually will trade the stocks themselves. But like I said, we have a lot of other traders that are mods with True Trading Group, and we trade everything: stocks and options, day trade, swing trade.
Wow, a lot of explanation there. Thank you so much. Look, it's been an absolute blast having you guys on. I want to thank you again for all the memberships that you drop in our chat. That means a lot, and I think it helps both of our channels, of course, and it's great to have you on one more time. So I'm going to do it one more time for all the fans out there. Ayo, it's Mike Edward from True Trading Group. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming by. And the chat is saying right now, you must manage stress better than us because you simply have more hair. So shout out to you, Mike, right there.
And no gray hair either.
Ding, that's a good idea. Less stress to help out right there. Thank you, Mike, from True Trading Group. Take care, my friend.
Yep. I want to thank you guys for having me on. Like I said, guys, we're going to be going live on our YouTube channel at 4 o'clock, right after the close. You guys do such an awesome job. I love your show. You guys are great. Good luck the rest of the way, fellas.
Heyo, Mike, thank you so much for that one. We'll hit that one more time. And there it is. There it is, man. We're bringing you guys different flavor a little bit. Stay with us in the middle of the day, of course. They go live after 4 o'clock. So, we like those guys. Nice to meet them officially on the show like this. So that's been absolutely fantastic.
Put a face to it. And again, of course, thank you for coming in. And the membership, right?
Yeah,
So make
thank
sure
you so much.
Get those, claim them out there because it's all about growing the community. Everyone knows trading is not necessarily easy, but it's a heck of a lot harder to do if you're doing it by yourself, man. I'll tell you, that's just the honest truth about everything. Everyone, if you trade a long time, you understand that concept. So let's not do that. The market is trying to bounce here, so trail out of Meta at least and Intel, but I did grab the long in NVIDIA off the bottom. This is just the one I preferred. I could have reversed in Intel. I decided I want to be long NVIDIA instead. Nice double bottom here. This is around that breakout from the morning. And if you can get through a 122.50 channel, I did scalp some out already, about 70 pennies here. I think it has a chance to go $1.50, but we're not out of the woods yet because I just want to remind everybody, as we bounce higher, if this move extends, ye old 3,700 on the ES is still in play. And I feel like every time we bounce and have a move into that level, it seems to get rejected at that price. That's just the way it happens. We get there, I'm getting out of my longs at that 3,700. There can always be a dip. There can always be a chance to get back into it. We just started power hour, plenty of time, but that 3,700, I'm not going to ignore it. That's where I terminate these longs, even if they haven't got to my targets.
Terminated. Yeah, we got out of Netflix right there at 269. It ripped up to 269.60 right there, out. We got Tesla in. We talked about that. Microsoft we had out right there on a 236 break. I knew this would happen at the same time. The only one that hasn't hit is Alibaba. Where is my out on this one? I think it's 50s. Yeah, 50s, so 72.50, so almost out there on Alibaba. So now we have to wait for our next trade alert, right? And that's going to be right here, I think. AMD taking out 58 right now to the upside. Missed opportunity, first of all, Shopify for sure. Missed opportunity as we enter power hour right now. This market's not even close to being done. You could wind up 1% today. Let's wait to see where we go. We are long Tesla, so keep that in mind. Shopify, missed opportunity. We've been talking about this earlier on today. It basically just went right back into 29.50 and ripped back up and looking to take this VWAP. I'm debating just going long right now on Shopify, but I think we could probably find better trades, but that's one that's already kind of gone right now. Shopify to the upside. We're 40 cents in the money on Tesla, but it needs to go a little bit more. It went up as much as 207.60 there for us, which is right where we're at right now. I do have an offer though, guys. I do have an offer at 208.25, right in the middle here. Let's see if we take out this 200 period and go a little bit higher than that right now. So we'll see if that's coming into play here again for that. So that's my Tesla take. I don't want to be, honestly, if we go the other way and take out 206.50, then I'm probably gone. I mean, I don't, honestly, like my risk here, we're gonna try to make, like I just said, about $1.30 on this. So if we lose 50 cents, let's just get out. I mean, we don't want to be long a name that's down 7% here if the market turns on us, right? So we're gonna watch out for that right now, 206.50. Did I review Netflix? I did, right? Yeah, we got out at 269. That's not a reload until 271. So we're gonna try to be patient with these plays right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody, there was a halt on Revlon of course. So it's a news-based halt. That does mean we don't know when it's going to open up. It could open up at any time. Once the news is disseminated, I've just checked with Brendan. We don't have any, there's no news out yet. We're not sure exactly what it is. It was only down 5%. I say only down 5% because the stock can move a heck of a lot more than that. We know there's bankruptcy concerns there. It's under a tremendous amount of pressure. If it ends up being bad news, I mean, you can look at the daily chart here. If we're beneath that 380, there's a pretty big gap to the downside to be filled. It's heavily shorted. If it opens below this and it is further bad news, I'm not saying that's what's going to be the case, then you know there is an absolute, I guess, vacuum beneath that 380 price. So I'll be watching it. There's just no guarantee we're actually going to get to trade it here. So we'll get you an update whenever we can. There are some earnings after market. I'm watching Snapchat here bounce off of its lows. Still relatively weak. This feels like, I'm not saying we have another chance to go leg down here, but if that gets below 1050, another bit of a vacuum. Reporting, I want to say aftermarket for Snapchat. If I'm wrong and it's in the pre-market, then apologies for that. But Snapchat, one of the few names I think that we'll be paying attention to at least tomorrow on those earnings at the bottom end of the range and looking for a potential breakout there. So I got that NVIDIA to the long side. CCL, it's going to come out if it breaks this 810. And as a matter of fact, look, these names have been relatively strong all day. So yeah, sure, the short's been working for me. Ooh, I just maximized that, my bad. The short's been working for me, but if it holds, that's a hold of VWAP and a chance to break this channel. So it's another name which can work to that long side because of its relative strength. Just happened to be short it right now. But until we actually break out of this channel, there's nothing to do with CCL.
Yeah, I was going to try to look at some new names here for you guys. What was the Thursday nighter? Oh, it was New Orleans, Arizona. Yeah, okay. Wow, here we go. Hello. Let's go. I hear the guys behind us getting excited. All right, boys. I see what's going on right now. Let's see if we can continue to go to the upside right now. There goes Tesla. Let's go, Tesla. Dollar in the money on Tesla right now. New position ignited in advanced micro devices right now. We didn't get our full fill for some reason there, but that's okay. It does rip up to the upside right here. We are now long at 58.03. If it does dip a little bit more into that area, we'll get some more. I don't know. We only got part filled on that, but still, we still got half of what we wanted, which is a good position for us. Let's wait to see if AMD continues to march higher right now. There goes Tesla. Yes, sir. This is why, you know, bang right there, $1.20. Let's go, man. Nice trading right there on Tesla for me. So that's a good trade. Nicely done to the upside. $1.20 in the money right there. What's up to our TTG family? But there's a banger for you right there on that trade. So nice little dollar quickly. Regardless, whatever share size you want, that's $1. We're out of half right now on that one. I'm just going to, why not, man? Let's take out a piece here at 14.15 and get some more out at 18.19 as AMD continues to rip up as well. Hopefully this name can retrace back somewhere near VWAP. We are noticing the 200 period. Unfortunately, it's only right here. We wish it was a little bit higher, so there was a little bit more room to run. But there it goes right now, back up to the upside. Tesla out of half, remember. Maybe we got out of too many there, but that's out of half on Tesla right there, adding back to sort of what we've already done already. That's why we get out of, I mean, we got out of the long when it broke right there. We realistically could have put on another long down here near the 50 period, but I wanted to wait until we broke that 207 to get going. So hopefully that can get pay dirt at some point right there. So yeah, man, you guys, yeah, do we buy and sell with real money? Yes, Raul, we do. We do have a simulation account. If you are with Day Trade the World, you can get involved with that. I'm not going to be playing around with that, but
all traders start out on the Day Trade the World floor as trainees, and when you're a trainee on Day Trade the World floor, you're earning the right to trade the firm's capital. Once you're trading the firm's capital, then you can go into sim if you want to try stuff out there. It's actually a pretty solid simulator. You want to test some stuff on a new market. You never traded Brazil before. Hop in the simulator first. But that's for trainees mostly. Forgot about Amazon 115 here, but if we do get a dip back back, I will be on the bid in front of that said 115. NVIDIA's working. It's either going to hit my target in about 70 pennies or so, looking for pretty much exactly $1.50 on that move, or 3,700 on the ES is a big. If we bounce down from that, then I want to get out of these longs no matter what. But as long as we're trending towards it, can't forget about Amazon 115. That's a pretty strong one in there, guys. And keep looking back at Revlon and see absolutely nothing going on with it. But let's not forget Apple either. Apple is usually the apple of my eye to try to find some bottoms. That wick, we'll ignore that for a second. Try to zoom in here a little bit. Can't use the 15. I guess I'll use this. So 143, I wanted to wait for 142. We're bouncing off the 143 level. It's time to start looking at buying some dips in Apple as well to add to the longs. I did like AMD. I probably could have gone with any of the chip names there, but I did like it. NVIDIA, Sean's long AMD, I'm long NVIDIA there. But I have to give that one through. I'm looking for Apple on dips to 143, Amazon to dips on 115. Both of those I like for that long side of the trade.
Like I don't want to do this again, man. This is what we did earlier. We took out too many too early on AMD. So whatever, man. We're out at 20% now for only a dime. Hopefully this can keep going, man, to the upside. I have one other out right here at the 50 period. And then like I just don't want to hold these longs for very long, if you know what I'm saying. So we're trying to, well, actually the first out was I guess 15. The next one was 13. But we're, you know, I'd hate to get, I'm going to get rid of this. Like if it drops down 20 cents, I'm going to get out. I don't want to hold longs into a market that looks like this, man, today. So it's just, right now for me, it's going to be a pretty hard pass on holding anything and trying to like, you know, get some hero longs. If we're going to go real long, like, you know, I mean, whatever, this is a real long position right now. I'm happy with it. But if we drop below here and the market can do whatever it wants, then we got to get out, right? That 57.82. So I'm hoping that we can extend out a little bit. So at least I can get another piece out. I'm already out of 20%. See if we can get one more piece out right down there at 58.20. If we can do that, then fine, we'll do it. We'll get out at 58.20 and just kind of move on. So that's not move on, then hold the rest for this. But that's what we're waiting for. I don't know if it's going to happen right now. The market just went right back. And again, it's like it's not even that far above the 50 period right here, the market. So it did extend over, great move up, but then just got caught right into this channel one more time, 11,120 right there. So again, the NASDAQ made a move up, stopped, and now dropped. So there it is, man. Stopped right at that level. Hey, look, if it continued to go, I think we got the right names, man. We had Tesla on for $1. Already took out half for $1. Happy with that. AMD, the same kind of a play, right? And we're holding on to our Alibaba. So we'll see if the NASDAQ can come back in, hit that, and then bounce back up. But for right now, let's hold the longs and see if we can take this out. 11,120 on the NASDAQ, and then we fly. I want to put some Google shares on as well. Go ahead. Oh, you're looking at Google. I didn't even realize that. Go ahead.
That is so, I swear, I didn't, I
even
had it up.
looking.
That was so weird.
Yeah,
but in that move, like Google got to 100, tried to crack 100 several times this afternoon, hasn't been able to do it. So, I mean, I got 110, looks like this high here. Until it breaks, look, that's not a bad range. I mean, I can scalp that range to the short side. Look, if it breaks 100 and then like 10 cents, maybe you want to go for the long. But if it actually gets up to the 100 again, that feels like it should just be faded off of these levels because, yeah, we are trending to the downside. So, yeah, the longs have worked. CCL didn't come out. Oh, goodness. If CCL couldn't break VWAP on that move, give me this 8 break. Like, just happen. And the problem, we're day trading, so we have to be out by the end of the day. So at some point, I have to cancel that order to go short through $8 on CCL, because if it breaks in the post market, that doesn't really do anything for us. But I'm going to add to the list here of short the pop with a tight stop on Alphabet. Keep saying Google, in front of that 100 level. So let's take a shot at this right now. Look, if it breaks that channel, fair enough. You're risking 15 cents. Plus maybe a couple pennies worth of slippage there. So I'll take my shot there on Alphabet. If it breaks, we can join the party to the long side. But this market's starting to slow down on that pop up there, and you got to look for at least some opportunities to fade this all the way back to the downside. I just know exactly where I'm wrong here.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing right now on all of these plays, basically. We reloaded on AMD to the upside here. Hopefully we can get it. Well, we reloaded on the downside when it came back to 58, like we said we would do. So now we're long at 02. We'll see if we can take another piece out for a dime. And then we have more shares now than obviously we did on the reload. So hopefully we can get another piece out if this continues to move up side right there. And then the Tesla's out again down here if we break through 206.50 or so. Okay, let's just go back to Brendan. What's up?
It's almost a daily occurrence at this point, but here goes Sober Safe again. just right now as we speak, taking out the highs, guys, on a decent volume spike here. So SOBR just popping up once again.
That's it. That stock does something. I don't know which direction it's going because one day it'll tank and then the next day
it's not sober, that stock.
Exactly.
It doesn't know what it wants.
It's a little tipsy.
Was that all right? I don't know.
I liked it. I thought it was funny. But yesterday it was death candle on this stock in the afternoon or late or at lunchtime at least. And then today it's breakout to the upside. However, look what's coming on this, and this will be a little bit more interesting. When it breaks $4, you look for significant level breaks. This thing's got to get through 4. Let's be real about it. It gets through 4, has a chance to jailbreak. Really cool concept. I get that. Maybe it has some trouble getting legislation behind it, because these are the guys that make the breathalyzer test for your vehicle. So there is some potential legislation that can have that be mandatory on vehicles starting out in California. So that's the big push recently for them. I jumped into Google. I've got it. If it breaks this consolidation, I want to be out of that bad boy. Not going to be stubborn about it. Nvidia is starting to dip back in. Maybe not far enough for a dip buy, but enough to start thinking about slapping a trail on this. We break that floor, and things could get ugly pretty quickly over there on NVIDIA. I was actually thinking about where I would want to fade Tesla if it continued to go higher. I still like the 205 bid down there. It might have to stretch just a little bit further than it is before I'd like that short. Probably a little closer to that 209, but that's okay. Was able to find something I like there with Alphabet, so I got at least one short on the way back in. If we do completely flush, though, I remember adding CCL as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on all this, man. Like, I just think that there's so many. I just don't know. There's so many opportunities to go long v short right now. Like, I'm debating right here. Should I just punch short Microsoft, where we've worked all the way back up to a level where Microsoft's one of my top stocks today, even though I only have this one trade on. Like, I was patient with it, getting to the 50 period here. Since we broke it, we got out, but it was just hovering. Yeah, see? It was just hovering there, and I was like debating hitting the short against this 80. Like, that would have only cost me 20 cents of risk to the upside. We're already in the money, 50 cents on that. So that would have been something there to have put a little more consideration into, I think, on this market move back up to the upside right now. You want to fade names. I don't know if we want to go long necessarily. We've taken our shot long here with AMD, and we've gotten out, right? I mean, if it takes down, I was waiting for an 85 or 80 break, I guess. So if we do come back down, that should be fine. It will actually be a net loser because the most we were able to take on this was 13 cents. I mean, it just didn't. We got the highs. Like, we got as high as it went every time. So willing to hold, wanting to hold, no more offers until 20, and then hopefully, like I said, upside from there. But I like this Microsoft long, to be honest with you. The market right now down 0.5%. Microsoft flat on the day. I feel like, some of these bigger names are going to have good reports. Like, I think Microsoft's going to be fine. I think you're going to get news about the ATVI deal. I really like the moat that they sort of have around them, man. I love their cloud business. Windows is popular. I mean, more PCs being bought now. I don't know, man. I like Microsoft, and look, when we're taking scalps here in and out for the day, it's not a talk of like, I think Microsoft's going to have great earnings. It's just, if people are going to go in and buy names, I feel like Apple, Microsoft, Google, some of those names is where they're really going to go, where there's less risk. Like, if you're wrong on these names, should be okay. It's more of those risks, like AMDs and NVIDIAs of the world, and even the Metas can change so dramatically day after day. But here we go. The market is falling back down again. So, these longs, we took shots on them. They may or may not work. We got our dollar out on Tesla, which was a good trade. And we're going to get out if it breaks here, man. Our Tesla out is... just double checking just to give it to you before we go to Brendan. 75. So if we break 75 on the downside, we're out. So we'll take a $1 winner. You saw that, right? And more than $1. What am I talking about? $1.25 winner on Tesla. And then we will lose about 75, about 50 cents or so given slippage. So let's see where we go on this one as Tesla's pulling back. What's up, Brendan?
And a little one ramping up here this afternoon. Was just checking the float on this QNGY, and it is a staggering 5.5 million shares, 8 million market cap on this one. QNGY just broke through $2 there.
Oh, we like those small cap runners. But just a couple of things here. First, I'm going to start getting some legs out on the way into the range on Alphabet. So it's a consolidation you have at like 99.60 into 110. So it's a 50-cent consolidation. I want to take at least I want to say 75% of it out inside of the range. Give it a chance to break to the downside and have something on board. Will I break short at the low on Alphabet? I don't know that I like it that much. Certainly, like I'm doing the same thing on CCL. I just feel like there's more room to run because that's at VWAP in particular. And then the other one that I want to get back over to is Tesla because just reiterating, ooh, yeah, that's right, that crazy wick from yesterday. I will just be on the bid at 205 or in front of 205. It gets down there again. There was a pretty solid wall at 205. If we do get there, I'll look for that bounce play. This has worked in the past this time of day, but we're at 320 already. Wow, time flies when you have a fun interview and a fun market. But if it gets to like 340, 345, I'm not just going to go long in front of that level too close to the imbalances. I always cancel those orders. Same thing with a breakout trade. I'm not taking a break of the high of the day. So when I'm looking at things like QNGY or that Sober stock, when it's a small cap, you know, look, you can get to $4 on Sober, but if it's 358, it doesn't matter. Like I'm not making that trade at 358, probably not even at 350. If we do get a dip on QNGY, it kind of looks like this $2 area could find some support, but this is a bit spready. For a $2 stock, I'm seeing it open up to a couple of pennies there, and it's not a ton of size despite 7 million shares. So I got to assess how much liquidity is on this thing before I say, oh, there's support at $2. That might be closer to like $1.90 in reality.
Oh, wow, we just got out, just noticing we just got out of our Tesla broke. And I mean, this is what the kind of trades I'm talking about. We got out at 70, right? That's a 37-cent hit, but we took $1.20. What do we get out at? 208.30 off of 207.7. So we took a $1.23 winner on half. And I told you, that's why I'm saying share size, whatever share size you want. We got out of half right there for $1.30 and then held the other half back down for a 37-cent loser. So about 90 cents on that trade overall, but you got to be patient with it, right? If it breaks, you got to get the out, right? So we did that out of Dodge right there. All right, AMD here. So let's just regroup on this one as well. We're just ticking down. I want to take one more fill, and then if we break down below this 80, then we're going to get out. So one more fill, a decent size as well, right down here. If we can break it, fine. We'll have that. Ooh, my Amazon. Oh, we got stopped out of Amazon, by the way, and you can see now that would be in the money for us as we just take a long there. We don't want this long, so let's get out of that. Whenever we take a position that we don't want, we get out. But that was, again, Amazon, look, short, 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 and out right when we went to that interview at almost actually, that was at 3 o'clock. That was 3 o'clock. Yeah, okay. So during it, we got stopped out there just early, but it did rip up to almost 116. Still not near any of these levels, but that actually, the 200 periods right there, could have gone more short there. Now you're seeing this market fall down. All right, here we go. AMD, man. Not giving it too far down now as this is starting to crack lower. Look at the futures, man.
Yep, they're coming back to lower.
They're coming back to real life right now. Coming back in, so a little bit lower than this. We will take one more fill here on AMD and see where we go to the upside. But that's that fill that we have on board. I like the name long, and why we're trying it is because, quite frankly, it's up 1% into a tanking market. If this ever gets going, I think we have an opportunity here for AMD.
Yeah, and well, you know, it's similar. Like, I like NVIDIA here for some of the same reasons. I'm going to wait until I actually see a consolidation. This is basically back at my re-entry price there. I concluded a short around the same area, but this bottom is at 121, about 35 or so. So there's some room for it to get down here, maybe bounce, and then it's worth a bit of an add if the market wants to hold on to these lows. I mean, that's not guaranteed. I got exposure to the short side a couple of ways here. There are some bottom picks that I do like. Amazon doesn't look like it's trying to hold that 115 very much. When you get a candle like this to the downside and you're looking to go long in front of support like this, there's nothing wrong with allowing it to show you a bit of a bottom before you get into it, right? Like, it's a little bit counter trend to the market as well. So patience is a virtue, and it's definitely a good thing to be doing in trading. I don't want to ignore any of these small cap runners. By the way, like, that's Sober, I should say. Like, Brendan brought it to us, but that was sort of blowing up, and that QNGY, that's also blowing up my trade idea scanner as well to the upside. Like, if there was something else in the small cap space that was blowing up, we definitely get it to you, but those are the only two I see. Sober is just rejected 350, so that $4 breakout, probably throw that on the back burner for now because that just gave it back a ton. So it's kind of off my radar. It needs to get through that price. Unless you're dip buying off 3, I'm not diddling in the middle on this small cap when the market's moving.
I like that. All right, yeah, no diddling here. We are, well, we're diddling a little bit with AMD. We got in, we got out, we're back in on this name. I'm going to give it a break of that 70 level. I don't know, maybe I got out too fast there. But we're back into a position. We're going to give this a little bit more room in case this market does bounce. But you're below the 50 period. We should be looking for shorts. It just sucks because we did have that Amazon short that would be fine now, and I should have put on this. I should have put on Microsoft right there, and we didn't. So that's obviously something that we have to continue to deal with right now today. What else do you guys want, man?
Snap's still bouncing. So I saw this in the chat, and thank you guys.
Snapchat?
It's Bostonia. I'm not going to hold it against you. Look, I'm a Toronto fan, so obviously, and I'm a Bills fan, so that'll tell you all you need to know. I won't, but that's fantastic. This is what you want to be able to see. The market makes another push down after the bounce, and Snapchat, going into earnings, by the way, is continuing to press to the upside. So if you're looking for something to go long off the bottom, how about the thing that didn't reverse with the market? If the market catches a bid, this should be something that looks pretty nice. Now, do I want to start something here? Yeah, probably in front of the 180. There's still room in the VWAP. 185 doesn't really sound too bad. But if we do break the lows in the market, and I'm talking the NASDAQ, that's 1105, and the ES, or the S&P 500 futures, like 3666 or whatever it happens to be. I'm maybe off by a handle or so, just glancing at my chart. If we break those lows, I can either trim the position or just get out at the next support level. I don't want to be holding this if it breaks a low. I like the fact that it's counter trend. Any bounce in the market, I think this could head into VWAP. Tesla showed some late strength in the day. It didn't really follow into earnings, but I'm not holding this until the earnings report, so it doesn't matter.
All right, just looking around, watching the chat here go as well. Snow, Palantir, we can look at some of those here as we continue to watch out for our
Snow was huge the other day.
Upside, right? Or
yeah, it was at 11% on. Was it the first day? I feel like it was on Monday. I could be wrong. It felt like it was on Tuesday.
I don't know what day it was. Maybe. I mean, it always has great moves. All right, so here's Palantir, another big data company, obviously. Palantir, I just saw them. Oh, it's Hertz. They had to deal with Hertz the other day as well. So what's up to Palantir right now? Okay, I mean, again, you know, I know we like to talk about and kid on this. I know Henry's a big fan of this name as well. Shout out to you, Henry, there on the chat. But yeah, this was a big move today and then almost all the way back down, and now it's trying to go one more time. So again, not really at any key levels. I mean, I don't really want to go long here in front of 8 just because it's 8. Although, you know, you could do that with a bottom of 795. I'm just not thrilled with market direction right now. I mean, I'm just not convinced we're going one way or the other right now. So that's part of me right now. So I'm not really super concerned about the market here. I'm sorry, about Palantir. I'm more concerned about the market. So, you know, we just failed again at that 50 period right there. Yeah, I mean, we're still in that AMD, looking to get a little bit longer there if it can come through. We're still in the Alibaba short. And let's just try to find some more trades here for us, man. FedEx, you guys talking about that? Snapchat red.
FedEx reports too.
Right now, do they? I didn't see that on our board.
No, not FedEx. It was American Express. That's my bad.
Yeah.
But why
AXP.
FedEx then?
No, someone just said FedEx in the chat there. UiPath, I'm just trying to find names that maybe are moving a little bit more than the rest of them here so we can have a look. Roku's down to $51. I mean, Roku could be something pretty exciting there as well. So that could be something to look at. ROKU down here in NASDAQ. $51 for that right now. So let's go forward on that one and see where we go with that one. Roku right now, 50.51. Yo, what's up, Playmaker with a Hyundai? Playmaker dropping $100 right now. Hook me up with Mike. All right, I want to be like Mike. Mike Miami, 305 to Sean, sharing his caring. Yeah, thank you so much.
We can do that.
Playmaker, yeah, it's True Trading Group.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know how you want me to hook you up with them.
The link's probably, the link.
I mean, you're in Miami, Playmaker. Like, come on, man. Go hook up with your damn self. Go there. Just like you hooked up with me.
He just wants a little help, man. He just wants
help. I mean, look.
Come on now.
The People's Trader. Remember that, Playmaker? I was on vacation, right, for only 4 or 5 days in Miami. I took out time to come see you, Playmaker. So I got to give a big shout out to you, my friend. You know, always a big fan of the show. And thanks for that $100, man. Shout out to Playmaker.
Yeah, we love you, brother. Obviously, for sure. But yeah, we have his contact. We'll make sure we get it to you. You have all of us out there. But market coming back in. We're at the bottom of the channel on Alphabet, so let's do this one. If we can break this bottom, I'm holding through. I want to break that low of the day. That's obviously going to mean that, you know, NVIDIA, which is coming back in here, it's made that consolidation. You know, the rubber's going to hit the road at this particular point. I don't feel the need to get back into more shares of this. Why do I not want to add to NVIDIA? Because I found something which is actually a little bit stronger. Actually, no, I didn't find Jack. I didn't find this. You guys were talking about Snapchat. All I said was the market's coming down and Snapchat's extending its move to the upside, so I want the long. I think it can go to 11. We know they report, so here that one goes to the upside. I don't have the DAPS one on my board. I got to get that one back, Lucas. I would hit that if I could, so I'll hit the register for you guys.
It's broken.
Oh, that one doesn't work anyways. That's my bad. But yeah, props to you guys for noticing this. That's what you're looking for. Relative strength, relative weakness. A lot of times, it's the simplest way to look for trades in a range-bound market. So Snapchat, if it gets through VWAP, fantastic. If it can hold some of these dips, heck, if the market can bounce off this bottom, this one should be absolutely fine. I will caution, though, because it's reporting, imbalances come in 20 minutes, always an outside chance that a stock that's reporting might have one of those imbalances. I'll usually slap a trailing stop on it before 350 if I'm still in position, which I suspect I could be.
Yeah, that's right. It's already 3:30. Wow, good call on time getting on right now. So, all right, you know, I only have one position, really. I mean, the Alibaba trade, we've just kept on, so you're going to see me in that short. But the real new position is this AMD, trying to get it off the bottom right now. We've just been scalping, but that's not making any money. Like, we need this market to move. Look, if it doesn't go up, we'll live to see another day here on AMD. I mean, it's fine. It's just, I wanted the long here. We took it on the 58 break. We sort of knew that something was up when it wasn't really breaking it to the upside. So now it looks like it just wants to continue to make a move down. So that's why we sort of scalped some out. We still have on pretty much the full position right now. We're long at 57.76 right now. So it's out of the money nothing, or 1 or 2 pennies. You know, hopefully this can get back up to the upside right now. I'm not going to be in this name for very long. If it breaks down this bottom, then we can get out of it. But hopefully we can march to the upside right now. I don't know if we have an early look. Yeah, FedEx reported a long time ago. Thanks for that one, Brendo.
Should be out in a second.
Yeah, hopefully this early market look will be out. Looks like it might be to the downside, a little bit of a spike down there, but still, yeah, here it goes. So now the market's failing. We'll probably get out right now on a breakthrough 69 on that. I just got to make sure that's where my price is. There it is. Yeah, so we'll get out. So we'll flush our little idea down the toilet there for AMD. Whatever, man. I mean, net's probably about a 10-cent hit overall. Just trying to make something happen here at the end of the day. Doesn't look like it. We got to go short, not long. That's the play.
Yeah, and there's the short. Well, it just broke. Alphabet, that is, just broke that low of the day. But that's going to mean that the other long that we have here, here's NVIDIA. It is challenging. It actually just got right to that 121.50 level. So it breaks that. I'm going to get out of Dodge. Don't need to wait for the low of the day when I see this kind of momentum. And now we're out of that. So the only long I have left is Snap, which is essentially back to our entry. And if I'm going to continue to buy dips in something, you know, it gets up, goes that first like 5 pennies, looking for the next continuation, and every 5 cents takes them up. I'd probably be flat by the time it got to 11.20. You know, every 5 pennies to the upside. But I think I can try to buy some dips down to 75. If the market holds the bottom, then I'm okay with buying this. If we break the lows and extend, then I don't need to be reloading. I should be thinking about a stop out at that 75 level. So I'm going to give Snap some room. I understand that it was still going, but it just gave some up at VWAP there. Google's going nicely, but you know, this is what NIO does, not CCL. Like CCL, like where's my $8 break? It just comes right on the bid. The market's breaking lower, and it still won't break it. I have enough time that we can still take this. At least I can still take this break of 8 even. But it's ridiculous. If it cannot break through this price, it's going to be a bit of a disappointment because you sit on a shelf like this when the market makes some lows, and you expect to see some action on CCL. Unfortunately, still just have the shares from earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, right? I mean, it's like we sit here.
How does it not break?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think about the same thing here in my trading, to be honest with you, with some of these names. Look, I've almost decided to go short on Tesla again against that 207.50. I mean, it just keeps on bouncing off this. What is that level that it just hit right there? 206.70. I think this is worth it. I'm going to try to go Oh, don't run away from me. Come on, I'm gonna have to pay down. That sucks. Okay, we'll pay down a little bit for some 39s there. Okay, I'll just rip back up. So we'll take a 50 there if we can get it. There we go. So now we're into a position on Tesla. I want to go against this 207.50, man. I mean, it broke to the high side there and we got out of our long there and before breaking it back down to the downside. So let's just average into this one and go short here on Tesla and just see if we can't just do the damage back in on this name on the short side. So now we're short Tesla, 206.44. I'm giving this $1, right? So it's got to at least come back up to that level. I want to short more at around 207. So let's just put that order in now in case we get a spike back to the north side there. And then Bob's your uncle, man. We'll hold that and see where we can go with this one. I like this trade. Tesla's down 7%. Makes sense to me to keep on doing this, man. So honestly, that's what I'm just going to keep on doing now against this level. So let's see if Tesla can print it. If it goes back up to 207, then hey man, I don't know. We're gonna go short on this name down here. I know there's levels here, but there's also levels here. So I don't know, 208 maybe if you really want to give it some room. I'm only gonna hold, I mean, we can wait. We can wait for that 208. We don't have so many shares right now. Maybe we'll do that. What is it, 334? All right, let's give it to about that 208 level there and average in around 207.50, okay? So that's gonna be the plan of action. We already have shares right now. If it works for us, great. If not, let's see what happens here with Tesla. One more average in near 207, then another one at 207.50, and then you know our average price, we'll try to get it as close to 207.50 as possible. But I'm gonna go short right now on Tesla. See if the weak name can continue and test that bottom. It's all going to be about the futures, though.
Yeah, look, this name here, CABA, just popped up on my scanner, and I'm going to caution. A lot of times you see a consolidation break like this, and it's fantastic. It does it on volume, but a bit of a wick top being formed, and it is making some moves, and there is room to the upside to that 210. But I'm going to need to see some volume follow through for me here. If I'm going to jump over to that, it looks okay, but I wouldn't, like I said, need to see more volume. All you got to do is whine and complain about it, and then things will happen. Not really. But there's finally the break. $8 goes through, so I still have some shares from $8.25. So my price won't actually be 99s down here, but either way, you're getting that break. I just need to see some follow through. Got about 15 minutes till the imbalances come out. CCL and anything in the travel space is a high probability of having one of those like random imbalances come through. But on the way down to about 780 to 785, this is where I want to see this get taken to. Why do I say those numbers? Because last time we were here, there's your support, there's your break, and then turn into resistance. That's where it broke out this morning. So I think it's an obvious termination point, regardless of the 4 p.m. or 3:50. That's where I think the bottom can be on any kind of a breakdown over there on CCL. So that's going to be another short that we have on here. I don't know if I like anything else but Snapchat at this point, because even as the market tested those lows, I was trying to grab some more shares in Snap. I was sitting down there at 81s, it tagged for a split second, and then was right back up into that 85 range. So I guess I just have to sit there and wait passively for that fill if it wants to come back down. Not going to be buying anymore at this top. I want to catch a little bit of a dip, get a bit better of a price.
Yeah. Okay, I guess right now, because we're short Tesla, let's just regroup here on Alibaba here, because we're $3 in the money on Alibaba, so that's going to be a good trade for us for sure, and it's bouncing off some of these bottoms of 72. But see, my stop order here, I just got to refresh my account to see where this, I had so many stop orders come in and get in and out there. All right, so we were, okay, 72.50. Our stop is still 72.50. I feel like that's fine, but I want to put it down a little bit to 72.30 right there. So it's bounced around a little bit. I want to make sure that, you know, if the Tesla trade goes sour for us, which it's starting to, it's 50 cents against us right now, that if the market rips, I don't want to be short Alibaba either, and I want to make sure that we capture some of that profit. So let's go over to Alibaba right now and get out, or just at least put our stop to 72.30. It's coming up right now, darn it. Okay, we'll probably get out of this one pretty quickly here. If it breaks it, we're going to get out right now. It's close enough. So there it is, that's 25. I'm just going to give it to this level 30. You know, we could give it up to that 50 level. But again, it's like, why give up that 20 extra cents? Like, I feel like I'm really trying to make my bed here with Tesla, as there's an average in at 207. So now our average price is 206.60, putting us right back to flat on this trade right now. So I feel like there is some potential to make some money here, but not holding longs. Like, I want to get out of that Alibaba if it breaks. So here we go. We're going to take more shares at 207.50 and then really give it back up to 208. So that's what we're going to wait for. Let's just see what happens right now with Tesla. It is bouncing higher now, trying to take out these 50 periods. So we're going to give it up to 208, man. If it breaks, it breaks. And that's that. So hopefully we'll get out of BOVESPA soon. But this Tesla trade right now is 50 cents against us. It's not a big position. Like I said, we are going to wait to get more on for this 207.50. So let's see if that comes through. It's a 300 million sell order, or combination of orders to come at the close. Don't know if that's going to hit, though. You know, probably pairs off. It's not even that big of a number, really.
You know what? That just made me think of something you said. Just made me think Drago. If he does, he does.
Yes.
And that's what sometimes that's what it's all about, man. Like you just got to accept it. But I don't. I'm looking at
like
Rivian
that one.
here, and maybe somebody saw this. There was a big candle at like 323. I wasn't watching the stock at the time. Right into 31, and then a rejection. So if that's legit, when you look at these wick tops, a lot of times that gives you an indication where liquidity is going to be. So that 31 level looks pretty interesting. If we do get a pop, I might take a fade there. We only have 10 minutes to go. I just added to some Snapchat on the long side. There might not be enough time for this for Rivian maybe test back up at that level, and I'd actually be able to like it. So unfortunately, I should put that in the back pocket. So I said I added to CCL, holding Google, able to add to Snapchat there. I wish something was happening on Revlon, but if you're waiting around for this, this is a problem with a news-based halt, is you have no idea when it's going to open up. And quite frankly, until the news is disseminated, it's not going to happen. We have seen this before, where a company could be under like bankruptcy threat, and it goes into a halt state, and it could be days. And we've seen it be longer than days, and next thing you know, it's in the pink sheet. So we'll see with Revlon, but nothing just yet that we're able to see. And we will let you guys know. I see you one and only Bronson. When the imbalance comes out, can I shout out Mullen for you? Sure. In 10 minutes, the imbalances will drop on the New York and the NASDAQ. I doubt Mullen's going to be top of the list. We always sort it by the biggest ones first. But after we go through that and settle down, as fast as I can, I'll just go to M and try to find Mullen for you. Speaking of which, Mullen was actually very tradable today, and it was pie in my face because I was kind of saying watch out for that bounce off 37 at the open. It was only about like 3 or 4 pennies, but on a penny stock, that's pretty solid. But it rejected it pretty hard. Looks like this one's headed back into the downside. 30 is your support on Mullen. That's where it held up yesterday. Maybe you can bounce off that again. Decent run, still up on the day. But if anything, it was more of a short in today's trade.
That's right, Mullen. So Revlon's still not open yet. Wow. Okay.
I don't know if it's going to open today. News-based and not open by now?
Yeah,
Probably not.
That's a problem right there. So, all right, just to regroup, man, it's 3:40. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Let's see if we have a record amount of likes right now. Only 1.6K. So I guess our friends from True Trading Group, yeah, friends. Well, I'll have to double check with those guys. They should have hit the like button. So let's, you guys, whoever's watching right now, 1.6K. Let's get this show up there, man. 2K here for today would be great. That's the new goal for the closing show,
I'm off
man.
the hook. Come on, man.
What was the hook? 5K.
They got to 3, so that's if it gets 2 on the show, that's 5. You add it together, man. I don't have to eat those crazy hot chips.
I mean, man, I can get this to 2 in a couple seconds.
Well, you ain't got to do that.
Yeah, it's going to get there anyways.
You said
so I take it back. I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it. You said you'd eat one too.
No.
You said you'd eat one too.
But we're
live on YouTube. They can rewind.
Oh, no.
You said you'd eat one too, right?
But I thought it was 5 on one of the shows, like combined all day.
I'm pretty sure I just said 5 today.
I'll do it.
I'm pretty sure I said 5 today, and I'm not.
I just think we got to set the bar higher. Like we've gotten 5,000.
Well, obviously, I think we should have set the bar higher now.
But 5,000 is not even okay. Yeah, whatever. I'll play with it.
We did the wings challenge.
I feel like
it was fun, but they weren't crazy hot. Like they were unbelievably tasty. But
I mean, there we go. We're at 5,000 right now. I mean, and we didn't even try. Like
1.7 million.
What?
That should have been like
Neil, man.
It should have been 10,000.
Exactly.
Well, honestly, I didn't know it was that hot of a thing. I thought about the wings. Like the wings weren't that crazy. I will do it.
Yeah, see, it's 5,000 a show, man.
I looked it up. I looked it up after I agreed to it. That's the problem. You shouldn't do that. You should always.
I'm not sure you agreed to anything. You set the bar. You agreed to your own bar.
No, I saw 5,000 and somebody said it in the chat. 5,000. Will you eat the chip? And I was like, okay.
What was it here? So Momo right now, what's up, Momo? He's talking in the chat. It was 5,000. Was it 5,000 combined for the day, or was it 5,000 for like the morning show or something?
They can.
I feel like we should be able to do it for the show, but okay, whatever, man.
It's a problem.
Someone wants to send those to us. find our.
It's one chip. The challenge. So
yeah, we got to buy a bag.
I looked it up. Like the challenge is only the.
Where can you buy these bags of chips?
There's a website. You can.
Oh, there is a website.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're supposed to get it sent to us.
Oh, we are?
So we'll see.
Okay, yeah. If anyone wants to do that to us.
Oh, by the way, so
I mean, I could just buy
Snapchat earnings are supposed to be at 410. I don't know if it's one of those stocks that's like always comes out exactly at the same time, but it is. It's supposed to be 410. You know what? What's that?
No, because Daryl's right, man. You can't do it a combination because the same people hitting it twice.
That's a very good point.
Like you can't. That's why it has to be the midday show. I'm
not
doing it.
I'm not pretending to put thought into that.
Right. No. I've already put the thought.
I'm like, yo, hot stuff. I don't care. I'll try it. That's my mentality.
Yeah.
So that's about as far as I thought about it.
I do it because I said I do it, but I think we can let's try to get 5K tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Should be a fun day. We'll try to get 5K on the morning show plus the afternoon show.
Oh, by the way, too, remember, it's Friday, so I want to have some fun. These guys gave me a good idea. So Pratt and Luca were talking about music. They asked me what I liked.
Good.
And I got a really good idea for tomorrow. So if you want to hear some bars, and I even said in the chat in the morning show.
We're still gonna eat the chips, guys.
We'll eat the chips. We'll do it. It's just, you're not going to be able to you're going to love it, but you're not going to be able to know what this one is. You might not even know the verse that I'm going to draw.
But it was from Pratt and Luca gave this suggestion? So
the idea
Pratt
for
doesn't
it.
know who Tom
The
Petty
idea for it I got from those guys.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it at that.
The idea from then. All right.
Don't try to think too hard about it.
No, I won't. I'll just listen to it in the beginning, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. All right.
Here comes Snap to the downside.
It's tomorrow? Not tomorrow. It's tomorrow, some people are saying.
Apparently
maybe that's that
Canadian
thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, we say tomorrow. Like
We'll all say Toronto, which is the right way.
I don't know. I don't think I say it.
Anyways.
But whatever.
All right. To someone that never mispronounces anything, what's up, Brendo?
Good one. AXP, a bit of a spike there, back higher on this. Refinitiv, it looks like, just out with new numbers as far as what is to come for Q3 EPS to the upside. Wasn't a huge move, but a huge volume spike there for AXP.
AXP, okay, yeah, let's have a quick look because they do report tomorrow. Yeah. So, again, I'm not seeing, obviously, Brendan would have came with, a little more hype if it was released earnings, but it doesn't look like it. We're so used to leaked earnings around here that wouldn't surprise me if that was the case, but it's been a while. And it's normally, actually, hasn't been that long. I think there was one just a couple weeks ago, something leaked early. I'll have to try to remember that. I think someone would remember it. Was it FedEx? I don't know. No, FedEx warned early. I feel like someone.
Affirm had that nonsense early.
Affirm.
I'll never forget that.
That was 6 or 8 months ago. I
know, but I was short Affirm off the high of the day.
Yeah. And it halted.
It broke the high. I was short all afternoon. It broke the high of the day. I got stopped out. 5 minutes later, the report came out. It tanked and halted down.
That was fun times.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I was just short the stock. That being said, like you're gonna have bids out there. You're not getting the full move because unless you don't have bids. Whatever,
someone's saying it was FedEx. Okay, maybe I'm right.
It was FedEx.
Maybe I'm right. We'll see.
I don't remember when it was. It might have been last quarter, though.
I think there was something like a couple weeks ago, man, to be honest with you. Okay, all right, so here we go. And that would make sense because FedEx was September 15th. So I think that was leaked early by accident. All right, but anyways, right here for FedEx. I mean, American Express. FedEx, American Express. You're right at this level, man. So it's like, if there wasn't earnings tomorrow or anything like that, this is a great break short, man. 142. Wow. If you broke that to the downside here, it's been up here. This is only a 20-minute. It's not a daily. It's not like this is a crazy level. But that 142, pretty interesting there on a 20-minute chart. You're going to look at a 1-minute chart. I know, Brendan, volume is picking up here into the close on earnings. So we'll see what happens. But really not a trade for me right now. There's that 142. We've already bounced off of it, so no surprise. If you're going to look at a daily on FedEx, which is, I don't know, my daily chart is gone. We'll have a look at that, but yeah, that 142 pretty key. Tesla just went into the money for me, by the way, because it did break back down below. It went to 206. Went to 206.50 and stopped, which is flat. I mean, I'm short at 206.60, but it did go down there. So now you're bouncing around this 50 period. I got to take another short right now just to hold this into that number coming at 350. Might be disastrous, but we have our out anyways, 208 and change. Let's take one more piece short here for Tesla.
So I know you were looking at the FedEx daily chart, because
there we go.
If you look at the gap to the downside, just to have it up here, if you look at the gap to the downside, it's like a 165, 166. So it hasn't broken back the top of that channel, and it's a monster gap. It was a 200 or so break when they got absolutely crushed, and your bottoms are about 140. Snap, we're getting too close to, like what I've had to do here on Snapchat is because it's 348, whoops, I'll go to my 3-minute again, is I now have my stop. I still have some take profits that I left in, but I've moved my stop to right under this consolidation because the imbalances are coming out in 2 minutes. So if they go south side, I just want to be out on this break of 1075. And then the same thing with CCL. So I added when it broke 8. It's sitting there doing nothing, but instead of giving it all the way back to like 811 or so, I've kind of moved my stop into VWAP. So if it comes buy and bounce, I'm out of that. I don't have to do anything with Alphabet because basically where I have the stop already is just above that 100 level, so I can just leave that one in. So now I want to see if these ones can continue to the south side. Well, hopefully bounce if it's Snapchat, but if the imbalances come against me, I will just get triggered out and not have to take, well, I'll take a hit in Snapchat, but it should be out close to break even on Google, and then CCL, that'll be break even as well.
I mean, pardon my French a little bit here, but this is pretty shitty. Wait, because the thing is, Tesla is right here at my out level with only a minute to go. So I feel like it's going to break, and then that's it on this imbalance. So it just sucks that we've averaged into this at this time of day, but I'm trying to respect some of the levels there. So like this 208 is probably going to break regardless of what happens now. So this sucks. You don't really want to be in, trust me, like you don't really want to be in these names around 350, especially with stop orders, because it's very easy for this thing just to go like that up and down. So I don't really want to be in this. I'm trying to hold out for another 30 cents. My stop order's in. Shoot. If it breaks, man. And there's not much else for me to do right now except for just hope that these imbalances come to the downside. I like the technical level. I mean, we're right here against where we just were, and we're just kind of dancing around now. We just shot up, so I don't love the fact that we're above the 50 period, but at the same time, I do feel like there is a chance for this name to go to the downside, but here come those imbalances right now, so we'll probably get taken out on the upside here, and there it is. Yeah, we did get taken out, although the imbalances don't appear to be
I don't see anything that big.
Bad right now, but we did get taken out. So see, like I said, that kind of sucks.
AT&T, 1.3 million to sell. DAL,
like,
1 million to buy. Microsoft, 900,000 to buy is probably the biggest. I see CCL there at 500,000. But I did want to, I know there was a question. This is how I have to find Mullen. Like I literally have to put it by alphabetical, and we did get a question. Someone wanted specifically to know what Mullen was going to be. I didn't get trailed out of anything, but my stops are in place. Where are you, Mullen? This is just me looking for you. You don't have to keep it on myself. I'll yell it out if I can find it. But there's so many names out there, and I have to scroll through each and every single one of them. Mullen. There's absolutely nothing on Mullen. So you care about this one. That's a NASDAQ imbalance. It was about 35,000 to buy on Mullen, which is absolutely nothing. Now that the imbalances have come out, I got to put some targets on here. I think it was basically, I thought it was pretty flat, but it's actually 1.1 billion to buy, Brendan says.
To buy?
To buy. So, yeah, I'll just punch out of that. Yeah, I'm just going to punch out of that Alphabet trade there. I'm not going to wait for my stop, and I might do a similar thing with CCL. I didn't see CCL on the imbalance locator, but it's just sitting right here. I mean, give me a break. It's doing absolutely nothing, and that's the other problem. If it's not moving now, then what do I expect? So I'm just going to have to get out of seats. There it goes. That just broke to the upside. I'll hang on to Snapchat because it actually did not break the 75. I'll look to see if it had an imbalance. I didn't see anything there. But if there's going to be any kind of a jailbreak to the upside, I'll give it a chance. It hasn't run my stop yet. But if it gets to VWAP, I do have to take this one out. I doubt it's going to have enough of an extension to get past 11 after what I saw there at VWAP, guys.
All right, so we just went back into short. Unfortunately, we did get stopped out of our Tesla, but I wanted to see it break like 208 clean. So it's kind of doing that right now. But again, I don't even know if our stop was obviously legit because we got filled, but we didn't even get filled above that 208. Like we got filled at 207.93. So I'm not even sure if it broke on me there. But again, just with the way the stops work and how crazy it is there at 350, I knew that was going to happen. Our stops just see a last print and take you out. So sometimes you get like little wicks up there, and then the next thing you know, like it's right back down 40 cents, and that's the price that you get. So our damage was pretty minimal on that, but I just wanted to see it break. Now it's going to break clean now. It's fine. We're going to get out if it takes down that high, which is 20, which is almost almost right now. So we're going to get out. There it is. We're going to be out in a second here, out of Tesla, because it's just, I want to see a clean break. It is a nice buy imbalance there, according to, not according to Brendo, but we get it from Financial Juice. So wherever that comes out as, it comes out as. So thanks to our friends over there at Financial Juice. But it does look like we will give back some money there on Tesla today after these last couple shorts. It's fine. It's not a huge loss or one way or the other. But still, you know, going short into a market that's kind of heading to the upside right now, kind of surprising. We'll see what comes tomorrow. We're only short rate. Like, look, if we get out now, it's a 50-cent hit. All right. But anyways, coming into tomorrow, man, I don't know which way we're going to go. I feel like we did absorb these Tesla earnings pretty good today. It's actually funny. Like, if you see, there we go. We're out of Tesla. But if you see where we opened on Tesla today. Oh, hold on a second. Let's do a 3-minute chart. Yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. Just trying to zoom out of this. So here's where we opened on Tesla today. 9:30, right here. 208.50. Like, we're at 208.50. Like, so Tesla goes up, goes down today. Nice movements, man. We had some good shorts. We had some good shorts there. We had a decent long here. Right now it's doing nothing. But either way, I feel like we absorbed that bad Tesla news today. So I feel like tomorrow's going to be upside. I don't know. Could be wrong on that one, but that's what I'm feeling like tomorrow for Tesla. Some nice little upside moves. You know what's not moving right now is BABA. I put an out at 72.20. If it breaks that, we're out of Alibaba. It's a $3 winner, so all is well on that one. But yeah, not a bad finish. Thanks to 2 Trading Group, another bunch of memberships right there. If you didn't get it the first time, get it now.
Yeah, get them. So generous, obviously. And also, a couple of people, if you're joining us a little bit late, there was just another question about Revlon. Yes, halted, news pending. We don't know what the news is. It's not disseminated just yet. But it's obviously not going to open up again today. So, you know, keep your ear to the ground. I'm sure whenever the news does hit the wire, then it'll be eligible to reopen. Remember, they are under threat of bankruptcy. So, you know, there's a lot of worst case scenarios, but there's pretty much only one, you know, worst thing that it can be, and that could be going into the final stages of that and maybe getting delisted. That's the worst I think could possibly happen. There are some earnings to get to, one of which I'm still in. I got my stop in. It's trying to bounce. I'll see if I can get some out on the way up here. But a couple of other names that aren't Snapchat, Brendo. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I thought we were going to. That's my bad.
Do we have earnings? We maybe we do, but it doesn't matter. We can look at Snapchat here again.
It's starting to bounce. I'm actually having to cover here, and it's look. It just got back to break even, and with under 5 minutes to go, even if it has a chance to get into VWAP, I got to start taking it out. Like if it doesn't break this consolidation, I'm just wasting it if I don't get anything out on any kind of an up candle. But my stop, I'm going to keep trailing it higher and maybe manually punch out. I'm not even going to have a stop order. We do have the imbalances ready now, so that's my bad. Brennan, what do we have on tap after the close?
Yeah, a few notable names, as we've been saying, guys, coming up tonight and tomorrow morning. Mostly, though, get ready for next week, because next week's jam-packed, absolutely jam-packed with reports. We talked to Mike from True Trading Group about many of them, but here's what's to come tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's Tenet Health. Okay, so they could be pretty interesting there as well. I believe. THC.
Yeah, because it's like...
yeah, not like the weed,
no,
but I think that's
why I remember the simple.
Yeah, Tenet Health Corporation or something probably. CSX, the rails, you can watch out for that one as well.
I'll have a Samuel Adams.
Yes, I saw that earlier, actually, and those beer stocks, I think, have been getting killed. So we'll have a look at Samuel Adams.
It'll get you drunk.
Tomorrow as well. Yeah, the commercial there. Boston. Oh, we were just talking about Boston. So it's,
no, but
you know,
it's a Chappelle sketch. Yes. Instead of Samuel, I'll have a Samuel Jackson beer.
Samuel Jackson beer. Sammy Adams. Yeah. Okay. So CO2 and aluminum shortage. So what would that be? I didn't see a name.
What was
up there, Darwin? That maybe you're looking at for that one. All right. So we're almost out. Look, man. I was just going to talk about Alibaba. Honestly, man, we're right here at the day's low. Let's just punch out of Alibaba right while we run into a half print, but we get some out there on Alibaba. Let's cancel our Teslas. It's now back below 208. Like, what a surprise on that one. But all right, so there's Alibaba, man. I mean, this one, honestly, this is another one of those NFT type of trades, man, where you go short there, get out for a little bit of money, and then lose a cup of coffee on the way back up. So you're basically, whenever I say that, it means like I'm up or down like 30 or 40 bucks, something like that on a stock, or something that's not that much. And then there's the move downside here. So we actually catch that $75 move all the way back down and capture right there for $3. So roughly $3 winner there on the last bid. And I was just hoping that it would continue to move down, and it did, man. It went right back into the day's low here, or I guess the period low. Day's low down here, 71.55, but that's a good trade for us on Alibaba, but not much else happening right now. I mean, there's lots of stuff happening in the market.
A couple of things quickly.
Go ahead, yeah, let's go.
One, I'll ring it, and thank you for getting the VWAP Snapchat, but thank you guys for shouting out Snapchat. Like, it was, we saw this stock is relatively strong because you guys were talking about it in the chat, and then as the market came down, that was the opportunity. But just I'm watching Twitter with a 1 million buy imbalance. If I see a few days in a row of Twitter having buy imbalances, you know, it's so far shy of that 54.20 price. That'll make me think that something's afoot and someone thinks that something positive is happening. But that's a couple of days now that I've seen it pop up late to the buy side. Happens again at the end of the week, and maybe there's something there. There's still a little bit of room. Like right now you're looking at $1.70, so you can do the math. It was like 3%. There's still 3% to be gained to that deal price. So there's a little bit of a sort of spread just left on that name to be captured. But some buyers at the close, and again, holding up pretty strong here. With only a minute to go, it's been a fun one. Again, shout out to True Trading Group. You can catch them after 4 o'clock on their stream, and with the 50 memberships, and Mike was a fantastic guest. But it's been a fantastic day in general. I know Arun did a fantastic job coming back in, but it's fun to have you back there. Although, in tonight's game, I got Kamara going. I don't know if you have anyone going in tonight's game, but I got Alvin Kamara. So I want to get 30 points from him. He needs to find the bloody end zone.
Yeah, I have him in another pool.
Taysom Hill.
I was going to say I could start. I mean, I have, hopefully Dak is back this week, so I have Goff.
He's back.
And Dak. I know he's back, but we'll see. They're facing each other. So I don't know.
Oh.
I could go with Winston tonight, but I'm definitely not going with Dalton. So I have to wait to see who's starting.
You don't want the Red Rocket?
No, I don't.
I can't even say it with a straight face.
I had 2 redheads. I had Cam, Cooper Rush, and Dalton. I should have changed my team name to that, but hopefully not more unless Dak dyes his hair red. All right, 3:59:40 right now, getting ready to go here as Alibaba's going to close there at the end of the day. Thank you for everybody watching right now. So thank you again. Thank you to Ham Bone right there for 2-month membership as well. With only 10 seconds left, our favorite guest trader, as always, is Tony there. We're having a light issue over there, as I can't really even see Tony's face. Lights maybe not on over there. 3, 2, and 1. Oh!
Just lowered it in time.
So not only does Fahad not turn on the lights, but then he also puts that up. Look, man, we don't want to upset.
He's trying to create the mood. He's like,
turn out the lights. But now Tony's upset and he's gone.
And light a candle.
Wow, now Fahad has to join tomorrow. Well, Fahad will be ringing the bell tomorrow at the close.
Yeah, you better believe it.
What do you got? Was that a radar gun there or something? I don't know what Fahad's got in his hand.
What is that?
Is that a temperature check? What is that? Huh? A massager.
Oh, he's got a massage
What
gun.
are these guys even doing over there? Like...
So this guy Fahad spends the afternoon show.
I have one of those.
Eating a burger.
I have one of
Eating the
these.
fries, not sharing it,
These
and then
things
doing
are
the massage.
legit,
I got
though.
one of those. Those are fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Oh,
you sit
here
all
we go. Thank
all
you,
day
Fahad.
long.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
have one of those,
This is
man.
nice right here. This is one of those. Here, you
Yeah,
can try it
that's
if you
for
want. I mean, we have one at home. We actually just got one of those. Those are nice, and they have all the different settings on that. Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, what's up to Klopp and everybody?
You know what?
else
This is
there.
actually true story.
You get a massage. He gets a massage. Everybody.
No, but Sean, we used to actually get massages on the trading floor.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and it was like every other week there'd be massages, and then you used to get them, but now they're done. I'm going to get back to this. Brendan, how the market
yeah,
finished?
I was going to say, no, hold on, I got a joke about this. Everyone gets a massage, but was the market a happy ending, Brendan?
That was fire.
We need
that was fire.
That
was great.
Let's go. Here we go.
I mean,
it was not. To answer the question, it was not. It was very red, unfortunately. 0.6, 0.3, 0.9. Hey, we're still positive on the week, though, so there's that, I guess. 0.5% here in Toronto. Red down at the bottom as well, guys. Worth a note, Snapchat is 410. If you're waiting.
I'm not waiting. I mean, look, Snapchat, the thing about Snapchat is I always know how far people are delayed because it's like nobody makes any comments and then it's like 6 seconds later.
I think I'm delayed in
people
my
put the
chat.
laugh out there. Yeah, look, Snapchat's going to hold the key to a lot of these markets, man. I mean, if they come out and they miss and they warn and all this and ads are bad and the future doesn't look bright and daily active users are down and they talk about ad spending being down and everything like that, you can basically put a fork in Meta for a while. That stock will be done until they report. Meta could be the trade tomorrow for sure. If you were trading options, right? I should have talked about this earlier. Like, I would have probably got something on Meta there, because regardless of how Meta's actually doing, they're going to get killed if Snapchat comes out. And it could go the other way as well. It's just...
I'm just curious who's running Snapchat into the earnings. Like, if it comes the other way, it's always risky. I see people trading this, and there's probably buyers in here picking it up in front of 11 because it's not out yet. I
think Revlon's going to go down. Revlon...
Oh, is the news out on Revlon?
It just says NYSE suspended trading. That's never good. So I bet you, remember they had that bankrupt thing?
It's not coming back. It's going to go.
What is it?
It could just go right to OTC.
I think it'll probably be gone, but
it could just go to OTC.
We'll wait, because they did have that. There was some judge, remember, that there was some sort of a Class A share ruling. There it is there. Oh, and remove. So there it is right there.
Hey, we should get Jeffrey on.
Remove Inc. from list. List of NYSE, maybe. Delisting, yeah. So so removing its listing.
Yeah,
so
bye-bye.
yeah, so bye-bye. So actually, we could do that. Why don't we? We'll see if we can get Jeff Mendel on tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, because the whole idea is, like, if they're delisted, highly likely it's going to end up on the OTC. So the timeline would be nice to see when it
not
happens.
highly.
Yeah.
I think it 100% will go there.
Well, it's a matter of when it happens.
Yeah, because and so if you guys are holding of shareholders of Revlon, it will go down at roughly the same price, and then it will open up, and you'll be able to find out what's going on. But yeah, all right, man. It's 4. Someone's in my ear. Oh, it's just Brendan. Okay, good. Yeah. It's 4:04 right now. The trade of the day was Tesla. I think there's a lot to be learned on that one. Didn't trade that great at the end of the day, but like I said, sort of started the day where it ended the day. I feel like that's a good sign. But again, Snapchat does hold the key to tomorrow's possible free fall Friday or some sort of a rip Friday. We need to have something for explosion. Any creative thoughts right now?
Fantastic Friday.
Fantastic Friday.
Fanatic Friday. No.
Formidable. I don't know.
Yeah.
What did Prad say? Algebra? No, algebra was the right way. Algebra Friday.
Algebra Friday.
Algebra Friday.
That needs to be a segment.
That needs to be, yeah, learning algebra with Trader Prad. Okay, guys, 4:04. Thank you to everybody. Learning algebra with Trader Prad. Yeah, algebra, sorry, on that one. No, we're just playing around. Shout out to everybody on the midday show. Fantastic again. Prad and Luke are a fantastic duo as well. Thanks to everybody that came through. Thanks to Mike Edward from True Trading Group as well. That was fantastic. Thanks to Luis Barbado from our trading office, not ours, but Day Trade the World's trading office in Barcelona, Spain. Hit that guy up if you're in Spain or anyway. I think he has a couple offices now. Actually, don't hold me to that, but definitely go to him. True Trading or Luis Barbado. You can check him out. I don't know what. Oh, it's ADT Trading. That's what it is. Trading. You can find his handle or hit us up and you'll get that. But for everybody here, that's Neil. This is Sean, and in the middle there is Brendo. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30. Good luck to everybody that's holding Snap. We'll see what happens. Ciao.